add to my query, I don't
Hmm.
know if he's going to be able to open his heart enough to finally let me in
Well,
and
there you
give this
go.
a chance.
That's what you're going to have to decide about, I'll bet. You know, you have to make a decision about where you're going to go and what you're willing to accept and what you're willing to not have, or what or that you may look, you may have everything, right? But you need more experience with the person. But what I see is the choice you make is going to be okay. You're going to be see here I've got the 10 of cups. It's a card of cups again. You see, it's a card of happiness. You whatever way this turns out, you're going to be okay. You're going to come out all right. All right. You know you have to figure out what you want, what you're willing to pay for it. In that sense, you know, everything has a cost, right? Uh, or it's all benefit. Whichever way you look at it, the decision that you're going to have to make is if you keep this going after you spend some time as people together. That would be, then you'll get the answer to your question. Will he be able to open up and let you in? Okay.
Okay.
But please understand that what I'm saying here, although it doesn't sound particularly helpful, I guess, is that you're not going to make the wrong choice.
Like I said, I don't feel like it's my choice at this point. He's
Well,
dealing with a lot, and
right.
a relationship that's been pretty much over for a year.
Mhm.
And it's about me permeating his heart. And
Well,
that's what I guess I wanted
I, gue- I guess
to know
the
about.
choice is whether or not you want to continue. You know, again, I
I
just shuffled
don't
them up.
care to do it with anybody else.
Well, I have the Ace of Cups here. Again, you're getting cup cards, so the cards are responding. This tells me that you have a big heart, and the Temperance card is here. So what you're looking for is the balance. Temperance is about balance. Right now, you feel that the relationship is not quite balanced. Am I correct?
It ebbs and flows. It's like I said, we takes like 3 steps forward, 1 step back. you know.
Well, you're working through all that. These long distance things can be very difficult, right? This is that's that's part of the price we pay for the modern communications. But I do see. Let me put it this way: I see nothing but happiness in your future. I see the sun. I see the 10 of cups. I see all kinds of happy stuff here. Balance, which is the temperance card. So that's what's telling me is that you will be able to allow this to develop and see where it goes, and you will make the right decision for you.
I know I will, but I don't know if he will.
Well, that would be his concern at that point, wouldn't it? See, let me put it this way. I have another card here that's telling me this. You're at a point of change right now.
Hmm.
This card indicates that one part of your life may be coming to an end and another part is beginning.
Hope so.
And yeah, well, the question then is this going to be with this person or without?
Right.
And you have conflicting feelings. I have the Chariot here. That's a person who's holding two conflicting feelings on course and try to get it moving. But I have faith that you can get it done and do what's best for you. Here I got it again, the 10 of cups. The cards are still saying that you this is what's going on, but there is happiness in your future. You will make the right decision. Okay?
So nothing showing how he truly feels about me.
All I'm seeing now is you.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Lord.
Okay, so just hang in there and see what develops and see how you feel and see where it's going. Um, the only thing I see about him is, as I said, you're dealing with a powerful, attractive person who can do a lot with you and for you. You know, and the question is, how far will that go? Right? That's really the question with all relationships. But you happen to have be involved with somebody who is extra special that way. You know what I mean? So see where it goes. I'm getting the same cards over and over again now, and this is odd because there's a lot of cards in the deck, and now I've got the Lovers again. That's the card of making a choice. So when the time comes, you'll make the right choice. Okay. I wish I could be more specific, but at least I don't see your life going down the drain. You know what I mean? I see good things coming your way. All right.
I hope so. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time and energy.
Good luck to you. Bye bye now. And let's shuffle up the cards. You're listening to Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. We look through the magical window of the tarot cards. There I am shuffling them up. And we get together every Wednesday at 11 Eastern Time on the Ask One Radio Network. You can check out magic, magic-works.com to see 106 pages of the things that I do. My new popular post there, if you look at the alchemy post, I've got oh man, talk about it. See, magic is practical. I know magic is not this woo-woo kind of thing in the sky. And so you look at my page on alchemy and you'll see what I mean, because I include very practical things there. One of the practical things is there was an article recently in the paper on how very expensive pasta sauce is in a jar now. Jarred spaghetti sauce can run $9, $10. I show you how to make your own for under $1. You can find that at the alchemy page. Under $1, and you won't know the difference between that and store-bought or homemade, for that matter, because it will be homemade. Cheryl in Medicine Hat, Alberta, is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi,
Hi, sorry
I'm
to be
glad I
abrupt.
got on tonight.
How are you doing tonight, Cheryl?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Yeah. And how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm a little chatty today, though, for some reason. I guess,
Oh, that's
like,
all right.
I guess that's pretty good if it's radio, right? So, what can I look at for you? What can we look at tonight?
Oh, it just seems like everything in my life is kind of all up in the air, and I could sure use some guidance. So maybe just a general reading.
Okay. Well, let's see. First of all, this might be helpful to you. Is the Seven of Rods. That is a person who is capable of sweeping away all opposition and dealing with all problems. So you're very good at that. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's good to know. The Nine of Coins is here. Now, this is a person who is comfortable being alone. It doesn't mean that you're lonely. It doesn't mean that you're a hermit. It just means that you don't have to be around people all the time. That you're at peace with yourself. That's good. The High Priestess card is here. That is a person who has depths that see behind what's the veil. You see depths that lead to the more important things in life, and it's almost a mystical quality. So that's very good too. I'm getting good stuff here from you.
Good.
Now I have the Ace of Coins and the Wheel of Fortune, and then are you looking for new work?
No, I hope to retire in a couple of years, but
Okay, well hey, that's the
I'm
best job there is, right? It's,
I'm looking for a little more financial stability, security.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's why I was asking, because the Ace of Coins is about a new stream of money coming in,
Oh,
and the
great.
Knight of Coins is no. Well, before that though, there's the Wheel of Fortune, which says that the conditions now are going to change in your life, and that's followed by the Knight of Coins. See, that's why I asked about money, and when I see money like that coming in, it usually means looking for new work. The Knight of Coins, it also means a new income stream is coming in. Now, the next
Mm,
card, you mentioned retirement, and that's fascinating because the next card is the death card, which doesn't mean dying. That's too many movies have ruined that card. That means
right.
the end
Yeah.
of the end of one period of your life and the beginning of another. So that's what you're planning for, is the new period in your life. And the Ten of Cups is here, which is a card of great happiness and joy, and that tells me that you're gonna be very well prepared for that. So
Good.
the main concern I'm seeing with this new phase of your life that you're going to be entering is financial.
Hmm.
And I do see that you're going to come up with some other ways of making money. of getting more
Oh,
in terms of having more income. The strength card is here too, so you're very determined, and a person who has strength. Oh, and here's the Six of Rods. That's about success and triumph. He's very happy reading. It's telling me that financially you're going to get what you want.
wow.
And as this new
And on,
period of yeah, as this new period of your life commences, you will be prepared for it, and you'll do well.
hmm,
I hope that helps.
yes, it sure does.
Good.
It just gives
So,
me a little boost of confidence and um, kind of eases things a bit.
well, that's one of the important things that these cards do is that it can show you whether you're on the right track or not. But according to this, you see that when you mentioned retiring, and that's I'd already had the card, the death card, about one phase of life ending and another one beginning. Now, the reason, of course, that the cards don't really go into predicting death is because that's always there in our future. The further
Hmm.
the way, the
Yeah,
better, usually, But,
yeah.
but I've been reading for years and years and years, and only one time did I ever see anything that looked remotely like imminent, disastrous death, and
Hmm.
that was just once. But it turned out that it was about somebody else. So I didn't want to talk to the person on the air about that. I said the cards. I got to talk to you privately about this, and it turned out that it involved a child who was murdered. But
Oh,
generally, but that's for all the other cards that were around it. Generally, in this case, it's perfect with it fits perfectly with what you said, that you're going to retire, and
yeah.
that's a wonderful new phase in life. And there you go.
Hmm.
And the money is what's on your mind about this, but happiness is there too.
Yeah.
So
Could the
I
death
think
card also be like the end of a marriage as well? There's issues
well,
there.
it it's the end of one phase. If you were specifically asking me about a marriage, there are other cards that directly relate to relationships and things like that. But overall,
Yeah,
it really just means that the end of one period of life and the beginning of another.
right. Yeah.
So it's possible, but did you want to look at a relationship specifically?
Yeah, maybe a couple cards on that. That'd be great.
Okay. Because according to this, you're going to do fine. You're going to cause that change that you want. That's going to lead to more money coming in, and you'll be
Hmm.
prepared and happy. Okay, here we go. Not happy stuff here though. This is the Nine
Oh,
of Swords is a card of great pain and sorrow.
yeah.
Has there been pain and sorrow in the marriage?
For many years already. Yeah.
Okay, 'cause that is easily the saddest card in the deck. The
Yeah.
next is the
Like,
Judgment. The Judgment card is about rebirth, and the Death card is there next. You see, you asked me about that, and here it is. So yeah,
yeah.
it could mean that this is coming to an end.
Yeah. I'm pretty
It-
sure it
it-
is too.
and here's the Wheel of Fortune, which is about things changing.
Hmm.
After the Wheel of Fortune is the Four of Rods, which is about happiness and contentedness. So wow, this is pretty heavy duty. I'm surprised that you asked me if the Death card could mean that, and there's that card. It's
Yeah.
right next to it's next to the Judgment card too. So as this happens, it's going to lead to a rebirth for you also, and a new phase in life for
Hmm.
you.
That's right. Where I'm going to be get my joy back and peace. And not that I don't have that now. I have wonderful family and friends.
Oh, sure, I
I'm in,
understand.
yeah.
The Nine of Swords is about sorrow and sadness, and you don't want to continue with
Hmm.
that. Why not? Why
No.
should you, right? I mean, there's times when we have to suffer through something, and there's other times when we, do what we have to not. And it's,
Hmm.
and it looks to me like the Judgment card means, you're going to blow that horn and be reborn and the Death card means that the new phase of life begins. The Wheel of Fortune means that the situation is going to change, and the Four of Rods is about happiness. So that's pretty
Yeah.
good. So
It is.
you got three major cards in there too. So it's about an important issue in your life.
Yeah.
Things are going to be good for you.
I think so. Yeah, I'm glad I got to talk to you tonight.
My pleasure.
Hmm.
Call again some other time.
I sure will.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye bye now.
Thank you. Yep. Bye bye.
And let's shuffle them up. See, that's fascinating. This is what I mean. But some people believe the tarot cards are alive, alive, literally alive. So the question is, could that card also refer to the marriage? And then I read about the marriage, and there's that card. Unreal, huh? I've been doing this for 10,000 years. It feels sometimes, but I never take these cards for granted. Deborah in Delaware is next. Hi, Deborah. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi there, Elliot. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
Good, thanks.
Great. What can I look at for you?
Well, I want to take a look at finances.
Okay, let's see what we've got here. Well, the first card I've got is the Nine of Cups, and that's a card of joy and enjoyment and satisfaction and happiness, followed by the Ace of Coins, which is a new source of money coming in. That's a good one, for finances. The Wheel of Fortune, I get that a lot today. That the situation, whatever situation you're in now, is going to be changing. Oh, the Six of
Right.
Coins. The Six of Coins is a card of philanthropy. The Six of Coins is a card about getting money, about somebody laying some cash on you here. Now, that could be a gift or it could be work. There's money coming your way there. And the more important card to
Yeah,
me is
I'm
the Ace.
selling some properties.
Oh boy, there you go. You're going to do all right with that, according to this. My favorite card here, though, is the Ace of Swords, because the Ace of Swords is about your mind is expanding, your mind is growing, you're changing the way you think and see the world. Am I correct?
100%, Elliot. I have to.
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
there it is.
Absolutely.
You're doing really well with that, according to this, and that's going to give you the things that you want. Uh,
It's
let's see. Yep,
beautiful.
that's the Knight of Coins is here. The Two of Coins. Here's the Seven of Coins. All these coins. Yeah, money, right? It's coming. The money's
Yeah.
coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're surrounded. You're
I'm
surrounded by
auctioning
money.
off.
You're surrounded by money cards. So yeah, you're gonna do all right.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, because I'm auctioning off some properties and just, really trying to restructure my finances. And yeah, it's been a learning experience. So yeah, my whole outlook has changed.
Well, here's the Page of
Even
Coins again.
hmm?
Here's the Page of Coins. That's the beginning of the actual appearance of money. So it's not like the Knight of Coins is theoretical. The page means it's here. So yeah, you're going to do all right, money wise. And I get here.
Great.
I shuffled
Now
up the cards, and here it is again: the Ace of Swords and the Six of Coins.
that's
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's money coming your way.
yeah, thank God. Let me ask you now because the ex-husband is coming home from jail. I really don't want him here with me,
Mm-hmm.
but he has no place else to go. How is that going to work out for me, Elliot?
Well, if you don't want that, is there anything you can do? Is there any legal actions you could take?
Oh yeah, I will. It's just
Okay.
I'm just going to help him get on his feet and everything like that, and yeah, and then get senior citizen housing.
Well, you see, I've got the Two of Swords, which is about kind of like a situation that isn't going anywhere. It's like a stalemate situation. So be careful that it doesn't become something sticky, that you get stuck in.
Okay.
That's it. Other than that, I mean, the cards I see looking into ahead for you, Four of Rods. I keep getting that today. It's happy home, especially. And the Sun, which is healing and health and growth and happiness. Um, oh, do I have to tell you this again? The Six of Coins. It's the third time it's shown up when I shuffle the cards for you. That is the card that you take a look at it. It shows a person handing out money. I mean, this is, yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. You're going to do well with the sales, according to this. But with the situation you're
Right.
talking about, it's like just a warning just be careful that it doesn't become a situation you're stuck in.
Yeah, I've been stuck for 36 years, and I just want to
Well,
be free. But I'm going to push him to. He's at the age where he can get senior citizen housing, his Social Security. So that's what I'm going to push him toward for
okay.
sure.
Well, I
I
certainly
did
hope
my
he's
time.
I certainly hope he's doing better. I mean, obviously he's had a terrible experience, but and so have you. I just
Yes.
I, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. After the show, I'll light a white candle to send positive energy for both you and him. Okay.
Thank you, Elliot. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. And you know something? That Ace of Swords is very important because your mind is changing and growing and expanding, and it's the beginning of new thoughts and ideas. And that's a very difficult time for a lot of people. I joke about you can always tell when you're growing as a person because you lose all your friends, you know. So
Absolutely, and I'm fine with that.
so yeah, that's the main thing. So hang in there, okay?
Okay,
But
thank you, Elliot.
you'll be
Thank
doing
you so
fine.
much.
One last card here
Okay,
again,
thank you.
the ace of coins. That's the appearance of money. See, money's all around you. I should get to know you, right?
Oh, that's you. Yes.
Thanks for calling. I got to
Thank you,
run.
Elliot. Have a
I'm
good
at the
evening.
end.
Okay,
Thank.
thank you.
Bye
Okay,
bye now.
okay, bye-bye.
And that's it. We've come to the end of another edition of Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. Wow, interesting calls tonight, huh? That's really something. So remember now, I gave you that long talk about a couple of books that will be really good in terms of mind expanding, which would be Bending Spoons with Your Mind and Other Miracles of Mind Power. And You Can Live Forever is the subtitle of the book. It's called There Is No Death. You Can Live Forever. So those are philosophical and practical books at the same time. And I hope you maybe find something else that would be of help. We like to say at mojoacademy.org, there is a book here that will change your life. And they're not all books that I've written. There's a lot of them are books that were forgotten, neglected, or as Edgar Allan Poe once referred to them as quaint and curious volumes of forgotten lore. And you can do that at mojoacademy.org. Magic-works.com, magick-works.com is my website with 106 pages of all kinds of information and free stuff and things to do and all of that. So I am going to bid farewell now and remind you once again that who you are is the universe's gift to you. Who you become, well, that's your gift back to the universe. Bye-bye now.
You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Energy Reader Mariana with Mariana. Live from SoulCircle.vip.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Energy Reader Mariana
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is another week of AR1 Radio and Moonstruck TV. So I wanted to talk this week. I'm not going to take a caller today because unfortunately I had the best of intentions to have this show for quite some time, but as we know, life gets in the way. I think we all know that, which is why we call psychics and mediums and animal communicators to get a feel for what's happening, what's going on, what's coming up. Unfortunately, I will have to give this up much sooner than I intended to, but possibly will probably come back in the future. So I just wanted to take tonight to take a few minutes to talk about who I am, what my business is, and what I teach, especially because I'm definitely looking to get some really practical teaching out there into the universe. Excuse me. All right. So just as a reminder, my name is Mary Anna. You can find me at www.soul, S-O-U-L, circle, CIRCLE.VIP, like very important people or very important pets. As opposed to .com, it's .vip. That is an actual end to a website address. Okay. So unfortunately, okay, so I made some notes. So please do find me at my website. Also, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Just Google Energy Reader Mary Anna in any of those, and you should be able to find me. Those links are also on my website at the bottom of the page. Every other Friday, starting this Friday, I will be going live and doing readings, paid readings, from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time on YouTube. You can find me at Energy Reader Mariana. Okay. I have a tarot workshop coming up August 20th at 10 a.m. We're going to go over tarot, beginner to intermediate. This is a 4-hour workshop. And I will also be talking about pendulums, and there will be a cheat sheet available for you that covers the entire 78 cards of the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. All right. So next week, Tara Winter will be your guest host because unfortunately I have to go to the dentist, which I despise. Tara Winter is from Illinois, Decatur, Illinois. Yeah, so Illinois. She is into astrology, mediumship, and at one point took a class from me. Now, she was already a heavy hitter when she took the class. I think she was just being nice. But she is an amazing medium. She is an amazing astrology person, and she will be here next week in lieu of me. So please do tune in. I'll still be here for a little while. You know, they want you to give notice here. Okay. Energy Reader course. So what is different about the Energy Reader course? The Energy Reader course is 4 modalities within one course. You start off with the psychic, then you move into the evidential mediumship, then you move into the evidential animal communication, and then you move into the evidential nonverbal communication. I'm extremely heavy on evidence and validation. Excuse me. My apologies. I also have allergies. So the Energy Reader course is a course that I wish I had been able to find when I was first starting out. Again, I also do get some heavy hitters in there who have already been reading either psychic or mediumship, and they want kind of be a little more well-rounded, a little more mentorship, a little business ideas, tips and tricks, whatever you like to call that. The Energy Reader course is starting in September. I do one in the fall and I do one in the spring. I only do 2 a year, and there are a limited number of students allowed. because I do it live via Zoom, I may move into a different type. It might move into Vimeo, or Zoom changed their rules and they're becoming very heavy on AI. And I do not want my customers, people, friends, students to kind of be used in that way through the AI of Zoom. So I'm going to move into something other than Zoom. But regardless, it's somehow online. All right. What else makes the Energy Reader course different? You will be reading passed over dead people, passed over loved ones, and or psychically, and or animal communication on your first circle. So you have an instruction night, and then you have a circle night. And you will literally be reading on your first circle. I can almost guarantee it. Nothing is ever 100%. However, every student thus far that I have had has gotten some sort of viable, evidential, validating evidence. All right, which brings me to the evidence. There's a lot of information out there, and sometimes it's very difficult to know what to believe. I am an evidential medium and an evidential animal communicator. So what does that mean? It means that I go in to your passed over loved one or your passed over pet or your live pet, and I give you certain pieces of evidence to know that I'm actually talking to who I say I'm talking to. And then we circle around to your questions, and then I go in and ask those questions. Now, a lot of you are already doing telepathy. A lot of you are already talking to your animals, and frankly, your passed over loved ones as well. And so I want you to give yourselves credit and not think you're crazy when someone pops into your head and you're like, well, did I just make that up? Is that my imagination? Or is this person really trying to have a conversation with me? In my experience, they are really trying to have a conversation with you. Now, they don't narrate the conversation in Samuel Jackson's voice, but it's your voice, right? Occasionally it will be their voice, but my experience has been 90% of the time it's my voice giving me their information. All right, I do have an animal communication standalone class. I started the first one in July, and I will be doing another one probably right after the Energy Reader course so that I will stagger those. So that one started in July. I will very likely do the next one about January, and I will have 2 of those a year as well. Also a limited number of students. I think we have about 12 in this class, which is really a wonderful size for a Zoom personalized education experience. All right. Again, you will talk to animals and passed over loved ones literally during your first circle with me. And how much time do I have left, sir? 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my cards out and just do a little bit of a collective reading because I said no caller. And then, of course, I talk very quickly. So you get an enormous amount of information when I do give a class via Zoom. So, for example, the Tarot Workshop, again, August 20th, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 4 hours. You get a cheat sheet. We will do sample readings as well. And there's so much information. It will be also recorded. It will be uploaded to YouTube with an unlisted link. And you will have access to that unlisted link. It won't be forever. I'm not set up for that forever video thing yet, but it will be for quite some time. All right, collectively, we have the 8 of Cups. So I do feel, and this kind of vibes, honestly, with current events and just kind of the way, unfortunately, you know, Maui burning down. So we do have a lot of grief out there right now. The 8 of Cups is very much a grief card. It is very much an in your head card as far as emotions. We then go on to the 6 of Swords, the Star, and then the 3 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Honestly, 6 of Swords is very much about leaving certain ideas behind, cleaning your mind out of the baggage that consistently loops. Swords are mental, 6 of Swords, 6s are creative. The 6 of Swords is about literally and figuratively leaving things behind, leaving figuratively and I can't think of my words. We then get the star. So a lot of us tend to fill other people's cups, and we have this anxiety up here, and we consistently hold on to this anxiety for one reason or another. And we need to really go ahead and cut the ties to that anxiety and let it go. I know a few of you out there think I'm probably talking exactly to you, and I am. If it resonates with you, it's for you. The star is very much a fix other people's problem person. Meanwhile, her own cups don't get full. Her own problems don't get fixed. This resonates, I know, for probably 98% of the women and a lot of the men. Honestly, there's a lot of giving men out there who are also empaths, who also try to take care of others. There is no gender line in the sand for people who want to help and fix other people. What happens is that we tend to ignore our own needs. These stars indicate anxiety for me, and when I cover them up, it means you need to go ahead and let the anxiety go so that you can start filling your own cup. The Three of Cups is very much about your support system, since this is just a general read. Again, if you're learning tarot, you already know tarot. Very often, different cards will mean different things depending on what you're reading for. So if we're having a love conversation, you and I, and we're co-creating in a tarot atmosphere, this is going to mean something different than it means if it's just in a collective reading. It's going to mean something different in a financial reading. It's going to mean something different in a forensic mediumship reading, okay? The Three of Cups, though, for everyone out there, is about really kind of starting to get back to your soul circle, if you will. Nice little plug there for my website. It's about getting back to the friends that help you out, the friends who match your energy. So a lot of people, unfortunately, we have friends that do not match our energy, and we tend to extend ourselves, especially star people. We extend. So I would really caution you to look at your circle and really determine who is matching your energy and who isn't. And if they aren't, it's kind of time to have a little come to Jesus meeting or to re-examine that relationship. We'll end with the shadow card is the Ace of Pentacles. Basically, this is a wonderful, wonderful card about new starts, about money coming in. It's very much aces or yeses as well. So let's say you had a question in your mind. Literally, the answer is a yes. All right, 30 seconds to let you know about my tarot workshop, which is August 20th, 10 a.m. Mountain Time on Zoom and or something similar. Please email me at soulcircle.vip. There are ways to email me or chat with me on my website. You can also get in touch with me via Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, or even through Moonstruck. So thank you for being here.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Medicine for Your Spirit
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everyone. How are we all? Wow, this month has really been, as I talked about last week, a big steam clean for so many people. This whole month with the water and the fire, creating the fire, boiling the water becoming steam, and the steam energy is going into all the cracks and crevices in our life, loosening things up and bringing it to the surface. So there's a lot of change in the air. And we had another full moon coming up this weekend or early next week. Big emotional changes and releases. So if you're feeling a bit emotional, a bit edgy, a bit overwhelmed, be kind and gentle to yourself. There's a lot happening. You know, I've had people in this last week telling me they have shut down their businesses because they know that something else is coming, that something better for them. So identities, parts of our identity is starting to dissolve. So we have more space within ourselves for the new and the more inspiring things to arrive and arise. Now, while we've got this cleanse going on within ourselves and all of humanity, we've also got some really trying times coming up. And I'm not being prophetic about this. You can feel it in the air. You can feel it in the waters, so to speak. There's some really interesting timelines presenting for everyone right now. And I know things are getting a bit tough in America, especially with, you know, all the stuff that's going on over there. So what we need to do is to find our center. We all need to find our center. We all need to find a place where we are really connected and stable within ourselves. Most of us have been living in the last few decades from an instant gratification experience. Something's wrong and I need to fix it. Something's broken and I've got to mend it. We've got this whole thing. It's almost like it's uncomfortable to be uncomfortable. And the discomfort allows us to change and grow. So because of this instant gratification sense and belief system, we're really needing now to just pause and really be still with ourselves. Be still and hold on to the knowing and the knowledge, the wisdom and the flame that you are inside, that you have all that you need. You have all that you need to get through whatever's being presented. And one of the big things we're all going to be asked to do is stand up for what we know is true for us. So we start practicing. And this is part of this emotional clearing that we're all going through right now, and this renewal of more of who we are being brought to the surface, more space for us to tap into what else is there in me that wants to be expressed, what else is there that is needing to come through as a contribution into this new energy, new world that we are all looking at. We're right on the threshold of it. So if you're needing more help or assistance with that, please connect with me on my website, RayleneByrne.com. I do offer lots of stuff, and I'm really here to help serve and support people in this understanding of their own dynamic, their own energy, their own frequency, so they can step forward with a full sense of energy that feels a little bit insular. So things outside of you can't affect you as deeply as they have in the past. So if you would like to know more, please, send me an email, check out my website, Ask me a question. I'm happy to do that. So I have someone from Ontario, KK. I'm here. Is there anything I can help or support you with, please? Just let me know.
Sure, and thank you for the opportunity. Really glad I got selected to get on. We've sold our house. It's under condition, meaning the next people are looking into their finances to get approved. I want to know where I'm going next. We can't really find anything on the market. We have to wait, and that's what I want to know. Where am I going next?
Your question is, where are you going next?
That is correct. Sorry.
Where do you want to go?
But we haven't found one yet.
Pardon? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Where would you like to go? Like what part of what things in the world attract you? Is it beach? Is it desert? Is it forests? Is it mountains? Is it open space? Is it suburbia? What was that?
We want to stay within the city. We're in a very urban, cosmopolitan city. And we want to experience that urban loft feeling, kind of, work, live. But I'm not seeing anything on the market that we're going to be attracted to. And I just wanted a little guidance. What am I looking for? Is there something special for me?
Okay. Look, at the moment, with everything, all the timelines changing, everything is chaotic at the moment, everything. And I just pulled a whole lot of cards today, about what's coming up in the next 12 months. It's chaos. But it's not to freak out about, because we're going to manage it very well. I don't know where you're going to go, but I know you can create what you want. I believe that with every single molecule, atom, nanoparticle in my body, because we're living it now. We're in a time of great creation and creative energy. So what I would suggest is you do a little ritual. I'm really big on candles, because you're bringing light to a situation, a request, an intention, a desire, a goal. And you write on a piece of paper. You sit down, and we've got a really good super full moon coming up, perfect time to do this. And you write down the type of lifestyle that you would like to be living, what it would feel like, what, if you can walk to places that you need to attend, whether it's, shopping centers or, clubs or whatever, the type of space you would like to be living in, what it would feel like, what you might see from your windows, what it would be like walking up to your door and putting the key in and opening it. You take about 10 to 15 minutes and you sit down and you put yourself in this energy of this. I'm ready for this next stage. I'm ready for this new environment. I'm ready for my new home. And these are the qualities and the energetics that I really want to be experiencing. And you start to write it down. And at the end, after you've written all your requirements down and the things that, and I'm talking from energetic, from a feeling, because the feeling energy is the point of attraction. It's the energy of creation. So how are you going to feel there? How do I want to feel? And at the bottom of that whole list of things, you write this or better. And then you fold it up, fold the paper up, put it between your hands. You close it to your heart and you breathe into your heart. And from your heart, you send this energy of all my creative energy, all my feelings to this next stage, because I'm so ready. You just take a few breaths and send it into that, with intent, into that piece of paper with the list of everything on it. And then you go and stick that under your candle. Doesn't have to be a big candle. It can be a little tea light candle if you like. And then for the next, week or so, you light that candle every day. And every time you do that, what you're doing is you are bringing light, energy, attention, focus, and devotion to that thing that you are wanting to create, this new place I want to live in. because it's really interesting when you put this call out into the universe with such clarity and really a big strength of feeling behind it. It's amazing what comes in. You may not be seeing what you want right now, but you could be doing this little ritual for the next week or two, or maybe 3. And in that process, in that time, something new comes on the market and it's exactly what you want. And it might even be something you're walking past one day and you're talking to someone and they go, oh yeah, this place next door is going on the market in another week's time. And you have a look at it and go, oh my God, this is exactly what I want. This is how it works. We get so stuck in our head around, I have to put all these things in place to make this happen, instead of going, this is how I want to feel in this. Because that sense of feeling becomes a language with the universe, and the universe has to answer because you're communing with it. So I can't tell you exactly where you're going to go, but I know that you can have what you want or better when you're clear.
Wonderful. Thanks for all those points.
Okay, so I hope that's helpful and good luck. I'd love to know how it all works for you.
Thank you. All right,
You're
thanks
welcome.
for the opportunity.
Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. So there we have it. I was really glad I was able to help her because, if anyone's listening, we can do this for anything. What I've just, shared with KK in Ontario, we can do this for anything and everything. What we've got to remember is the new energy, what's shifting so much around us is helping us have more feelings, connect into that feeling energy within ourselves. That's a creator force. It's a feminine energy. Feminine energy has to always go first before the masculine. And what I mean by that is the feminine energy is the inspiration, it's the intention, it's the imagination, it's the innovation. It's all the energetic stuff. And once that's brought forward, then the masculine energy can come in and create the structure and bring it into matter. But we have to have that energetic yearning, that desire, that feeling before the structure can support it. So anytime you're looking for wanting something in your life, go and look at simple rituals. It's profound because it brings our attention and our intention into that moment. And I know this for a fact. I started doing this 30-something years ago when I sold a house I was living in the bottom of Australia. And I knew what I wanted for it. And I lit my candle and I wrote the number on the piece of paper and I stuck it under that candle. I did it for 3 days. The house went on sale. We got exactly what we wanted, plus a little bit more, which meant we were able to purchase a place where I'm living now on the Sunshine Coast, which is just magic. So it works. So I'm signing off now. It's so lovely to be here. Thank you for listening. Please come and visit me at raylanebyrne.com. I have loads of stuff there. This is all about medicine for your spirit. There is nothing in the world that we cannot do that's in our blueprint. When we start remembering that we are the medicine for ourselves, the medicine for our spirit, we can do it.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio. Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Evenings with Kimberly, the comedian medium. Live from KimberlyWagonMakers.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Evenings with Kimberly
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. It's Kimberly Wagon Makers. Welcome back. Happy Thursday, 5:30 my time. I hope everybody's doing fabulous. I'm doing good. Very busy. Brief before I start taking a caller, I just want to announce again, my name is Kimberly Wagon Makers, spelled WAGENMAKERS. You can Google me, and on Google, you'll see my reviews. You'll see my website. You'll see my TikTok that's been hijacked, my New York radio last year, my Moonstruck radio now. You'll see lots about me. So just Google my name. It's the easiest. I'm not hidden or hard to find once you can spell my name correctly. But I'm here and I want to take callers. Getting more comfortable with this because it is hard, in seconds readings and not really seeing anybody. But I'm also doing lives on my business Facebook page, which I don't know if you can all see this. I'm going to try to get it in close. So that is my business Facebook page, Kimberly Wagon Makers, Psychic Medium to Rescue and Restore Balance. I'm going there live twice a week. And at the moment, I'm doing live free readings. No info again. You just tap in whether you want mediumship or psychic. And I'm spending like 3 hours. I get exhausted, but people come in and I can't say no. And I just, so yeah, I was up till 3 a.m. doing that last night. So do we have any callers yet? If we do, I can start. If not, I'll continue to talk like I do so well. And I want to, hopefully soon, we will be able to put me at 30 minutes so that I can start giving you a little bit about me and how I got here and all the really wild woohoo moments that I've had that, I need to write several books of what I've experienced. Like I can just tell you really quick before I have a caller, a house I had about 15 years ago, I was walking home from the mailbox and I heard a scream, looked behind me. It was the gardener alerting me. There was a single file line of bees literally behind my head following me. There had to be 1 billion of them because, it was a really thick, but they were single file just following me. And I'm such a lunatic and used to this stuff that it just didn't faze me. Kept walking. As I walked into my front door, they went into the eaves of the attic of my home. Lived there until I went to sale. Periodically, I'd find 1 or 2 in the house, and I told them, just don't sting my kids. When I went to sell, they said I had 5-foot beehives in my attic. Like 6 of them, and they had to kill them. I was like, no. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff that's happened. I don't know. I don't see anybody in the chat ready yet, but I think you'll let me know if there is, and I'm getting pretty good at this. So I'll just continue to talk a little bit. I am certified because I'm a science. I feel like I'm blurry. I don't know if that's my illusion on my side, but I feel like I look blurry. But that's okay. So I've had this gift my whole life. I didn't realize or understand it. I just would Like I remember being in the backyard and these dragonflies all around me. And I remember thinking, this is Millie. Let me go call her husband and tell him. And it's like, well, how do you address this? Because back then people just didn't talk about it. But I just picked up the phone and said, Stan, I got something to tell you. And you're not going to understand this, but Millie was just here visiting me and she told me to call you. And he said, my friend, that's how he talked. He was so cool. Him and his wife were my neighbors at one point. And he said, my friend, today is our anniversary. And I believe you. And I'm like, whoa, that's super cool. And I'm like, well, she wanted to make sure that, I called you because I just knew it was her with these dragonflies all around me. So I've had lots of crazy moments. So many. I've got some really big ones, but a really fascinating one recent is when COVID first hit. Spirit just told me to ground, and I tend to go out at 1 a.m. when it's really peaceful and quiet, and I'll water and tinker in the yard. And believe it or not, all the grasshoppers jump me. But one night, got bit by a black widow, and I was like paralyzed for like 90 seconds. And it was the most excruciating. I could feel the venom go through every orifice of my body. But as it was happening, I heard, you will never get COVID. And next day I went to the doctor and he's like, whoa, this is super cool. And I'm like, yeah, isn't it? He's like, your hand, you're going to lose your skin. I'm like, no, I won't. And I didn't. And I had this really beautiful bullseye heart on my hand that would glow in the dark for like 6 weeks. And about 3 months after that, I was laying in bed having a sensitive moment, and a black widow spirit ran across my comforter. And that's when I knew that she was one of my totem animals, insects, spirit. I have the black widow, I have bees, I have a lion. Thus is my team so far, and they grow. But I never got COVID. And as I shared the story, a lot of people thought I was nuts and kind of like, but the people that understand that are in this woohoo world, they didn't think I was nuts. They just, and one of my shaman friends, he said, well, the fact that you weren't bothered by it is your totem. And I'm like, yeah, she came to visit. So I have lots of miracles and just amazing things. But I'm still talking. I don't know if there's any callers. I would love to do a reading because I felt like, but maybe it's my live afterwards because here we go. I'm seeing something. Colleen in Atlanta. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Sorry, I'm reading and learning this. Hi, Colleen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. A little tired, but I'm good. So you're in Atlanta, Georgia?
I am.
Beautiful. I've heard, I haven't been there, but I always think of the peach because I love peach cobbler. What
Peaches aren't doing too good right now, I've heard.
Say that again?
The peaches aren't doing too well, I've heard. I don't know. I don't like peaches too much, so.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Those are my favorite. If that's pretty much the only pie I love other than chocolate. I love peach cobbler. So,
Wow.
but I'm sad to hear that they're not doing well. It's probably a farmer issue with all the weather disasters we've been having. But I hope they'll come back. So were you looking for psychic this evening, Colleen, or mediumship?
Mediumship?
Okay, I'm wondering if you are the one that I was picking up on before I came in, because I felt like I was going to have a caller, and I felt like it's going to be a little girl. Can you take this?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I felt like before I even came in, I was going to have a caller, and it was going to be a young girl. So in spirit, can you take a young girl?
In spirit, can I do what? I can't hear you very well.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why my reception. A young girl. Do you have a young girl in spirit?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure about that. No.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat. So let me just. So I really felt like there was a young lady before I even started that I was going to bring through. Is that your dog?
Yes. Are we live on the radio or a podcast or something?
Yes, we are live, and yes, it streams through radio, and I'm not sure where, but some TV. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm just sorry for the noise. I have a dog that's kind of sick and he coughs a lot right now. So sorry about that.
He's sick?
Yeah, he has a problem with his trachea. So
I'm very sorry.
he's like 17 years old, so he's been with us a long time.
Let me try to get in here and connect with the spirit that you are looking for.
I'm going to step into another room where it's a little bit quieter.
Yeah, sometimes the energy. So I'm also picking up, I'm pushing the young lady aside. And maybe you're the young lady that I'm supposed to be pulling for, but I'm trying to tell a young man to step forward.
Yeah, the person I was hoping you could connect to is a male.
Yeah, and so this man, when I said young, he's telling me I wasn't young when I passed, but I have a very young heart. Would that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Because I felt like I wanted to tell you his age and young, but he's like, I wasn't young, but I have a really young heart. So, okay, we're pulling him closer. I'm getting goosebumps. He's telling me his passing wasn't long. It hasn't been that long. I want to say it's been like, I'm hearing 2. So I want to say like 2 years. I don't think it's 2 months.
It's actually, this one is a couple of months.
Oh, so it could be the 2 months?
Very recent, yeah.
Okay, because I heard 2 and I'm like, it wasn't very recent and it's 2, so okay, we're on the right track, son. Calling him son because he's just such a young spirit. Even when he passed, I mean, he was a very jovial, action-packed man.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Soul to Soul. Thank you so much for joining me. I am your host, Medium Kelly Kristen, and thank you for listening to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I hope you are having a fantastic night because it's going to get a little bit better because I invited my good friend, Maurice Sinclair from Ancient Made Modern. So let's say hello to him. Hi, Maurice.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
You know what? Oh, yeah, of course. I thought not to cop out, but I thought I would have you introduce yourself because I don't want to miss any of your fabulous things that you do. I mean, you have a wealth of skills. So do you mind? I
No, I
know.
don't mind.
Okay. So
Yeah, so
just go ahead. So,
I mean, on paper, I'm a Reiki master, a psychic medium, a shamanic practitioner, and an Akashic Records healer, among other things. And yeah, and I run my spiritual business under the name Ancient Made Modern.
awesome. Thank you so much. And I know we can find you on your website, Ancient Made Modern, and all your social media. So,
Definitely.
yeah. So I know we kind of talked about what we were going to talk about tonight, and I'm just like so fascinated with generational trauma and how we as psychic mediums can help our clients. Um, it's mind blowing to think that our when our grandmother was pregnant with our mom had all of the eggs she ever was going to have forever, right? So it's like we were part of our grandmother before our mom was even born. And I mean, that to me is just like mind blown. And just finding that out that, it can affect our DNA is just so interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I thought we would kind of talk about maybe like how we as psychic mediums can incorporate that into our practice, how we do that, how we can maybe help our clients to heal through this process. Um, and I know I'm sorry I'm not letting you talk, Maurice, but I
No.
want I want to say one thing. I did catch you the other day on social media, and you were doing something just like this with one of your friends or clients, and you were talking about how she wasn't just healing; she was healing herself, but she was also healing um, to heal other people and to heal her family line as well as those who came before her in her family. So, can you just maybe talk about how you use this in your practice and maybe what you were talking about in that one little clip?
Yeah, so I feel like this concept of solving for generational trauma, it can come up in pretty much any modality, really. So, for example, I mean, doing Reiki, I might be directed towards a specific energy signature in the body. And when I dive into it, I see like, oh, this is a thing that's representative of something that's been in your family line for quite a long time. But what ends up happening is that within the context of our own lives, we end up, when things sit in our DNA, it almost acts as like a projector out onto our 3D reality. And
Oh, I
it
love
creates these
that.
scenarios out in our 3D reality that forces us to relive this energy signature somehow. So, for example, there's anger sitting in your DNA, for example, that will radiate outwards onto your physical 3D environment, creating scenarios where your anger will come up to the surface. And the purpose of that is to help you recognize it and solve for it so it doesn't have to keep being a thing uh, going forward in your family line. But in my experience, yeah, like it comes up in every context. It can come up in Reiki, even psychic. You know, a person asks, "But why is it that I can't? Why is it that I can't get along with somebody? Or what is this illness about?" For example, even it doesn't even have to be like an emotional thing. And oftentimes the answer ends up being, "Well, this is something that you've inherited from your family." It's interesting how many physical ailments are inherited as well, you know, and it might look slightly different. So, for example, maybe a person that you're reading for, a sitter, has uh, heart palpitations or something, but then in their family line, someone else had a completely different heart issue, but the area of the body remains the same. So there's this pattern of um, maybe breaking one's own heart, maybe betraying oneself
Hmm.
that has repeated itself over and over again. So this ends up
Yeah.
being the answer to the question that they're asking. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so, I don't know, it's so fascinating to think about it. And it's fascinating to work with people. I don't know about you, but I get a lot of tears, when I'm doing these readings, but it's really heartfelt. It's like you're touching the soul of the person you're reading for. And
Mm.
it actually feels like we're healing and we're helping them to heal as well and giving them the skills. And I think half of the battle is knowing what you're carrying with you, right? Because
Absolutely.
a lot of us think, why am I this way? what's causing me to be this way? Why do I have this physical ailment? Why am I angry? Why am I sad? You know, so
Yeah, and like I'd even argue that the tears that are expelled are necessary. They're releases, and I like how you said that it's like as if we're healing them. Because I'm one that believes that maybe this is the wrong platform to say this on, but I don't really believe in that a person is capable of healing another person. All the healer can do is enact one's own healing ability. They can create a space that allows for their healing abilities to kind of activate. Do you know what I mean? So they create
yeah,
this
absolutely.
space for that. And yeah, as mediums, we have the honor and the pleasure of being able to do that for people, helping people to heal themselves. And like you say, like sometimes half of the issue, or maybe sometimes even all the issue, is
Yeah.
simple awareness, letting them
Yeah.
know what it is, and then it kind of activates on its own. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I like how you said that enabling our clients to heal themselves. That is, it's almost like, therapy, right? Like almost like spiritual counseling without the counseling license. I don't have one, but
Absolutely.
um,
Neither.
yeah. And I like the idea that this can also be done in different ways. So it's almost like we can model it to, not like we come in saying we're going to do a certain thing, like we're going to only do Reiki, or we're only going to do past lives, or we're only going to, give you something to work with to heal. It's, I don't know about for you, but it almost comes intuitively on how I work with my clients. Is that how it is for you?
Absolutely. And it's funny because like I'm beginning to move out of a space where I'm even dividing my services into different names. I only offer different services. It's really to help people make a decision about how they want to approach their ailment or their issue, or whatever it is. It's more for the client to kind of like breach
Mm-hmm.
the ego, to breach the human mind that wants to pick something, that wants to decide that, hey, this is the thing that I need. But when I work, it's everything. Everything's activating
Right.
all at once. So for example, I did a reading today, and it's supposed to be a psychic reading, and we ended up getting into past life stuff.
Yeah.
Because intuitively that's what was required of the person, so. I'm the same way.
Yeah, yeah, and one of the things that I like that you do that I don't do is like shamanic practice work.
Mm.
Do you do like do you ever use that like mind journeys, or what do you ever use shamanic work in this process of the
It's
generational?
so interesting that you say that, because the answer is yes. Because
Okay.
so going back to the example of Reiki, so the first spiritual modality that I ever actively did was shamanic journey. So
Mm,
thus all of my spiritual practices kind of run through that filter automatically, because this is kind of what my mind built everything else around. So what that looked like for me, especially for example in a Reiki session, I might journey into the person's body. Do you
oh,
know what I mean? And I end up
yeah.
just kind of reporting everything that I see. And sometimes it'll be very symbolic. I don't oftentimes just see like body parts. Oftentimes
Right.
I'm walking into the heart space that might look like a long tunnel, and then I end up having to allow whatever it is that's needed to solve for the issue, or to help them solve for the issue rather, move through my body into their body. So how this would look in the context of generational trauma. So I might walk into somebody's uh, sacral area, and I'll see some representation of a pattern of self betrayal, and
Mm,
then I'll have to look at that
yeah.
and kind of look at the origin. I'll usually given some information about the origin of this pattern, and though I might see it through the context of the person's current life, if I trace it back, it oftentimes has to do with something that's been passed down generation over generation. Then when I talk to the sitter, it'll be something like, you know what, yeah, my mom had that same issue, my grandmother had that same issue, and that becomes the indicator, like, yeah, it's been happening in your family line for a while.
Yeah, just, I don't know why I feel like this is a new concept for me. I think I had a hard time. I either didn't think about it or I had a hard time believing that this is bad.
It's like,
Oh,
oh, mhm,
yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up because let's look at it at the glass half full, right?
right,
I always joke that a lot of the clients that come to me for a psychic reading that they already know, they already know they're just coming for validation
right,
because a lot of I find a lot of clients that come to me are very psychic and very intuitive, and then as you get into that you find that they'll mention, oh yeah, that's my mom or my grandmother, or it's on my mom's side, now that they think about it. So I love that you brought up the part about gifts as well, because absolutely there are a lot
Yeah,
of gifts. I think intelligence, or um, I think even kindness, or a good heart, right? All of
absolutely.
these things I think can be handed down from generation to generation.
I completely agree. Yeah, beyond the spirituality,
Right.
the emotionality, the personality. Yeah, we inherit. Yeah, it's, I guess, like you say, glass half full. It's important to look at both sides. That we obviously have to look at the things that are less desirable, the things that we feel are painful or traumatic, because there's a lot of medicine in that seeing it. So we're like, oh, okay. So what I find a lot is that like someone might be going through something and they're taking this thing on as completely their own, and which is important to do because you do have to own whatever is happening within your own body because there's
Right.
purpose in it. But
Right.
also it helps the ego to understand that it
Yeah.
feels so heavy because you're carrying probably hundreds or thousands of years of this trauma, and it feels heavy because it's a lot, and a lot of people have handed this down to you, and it's also an honor that you get to solve for it after so much time.
Right. And absolutely, that's the other part of it. Once we recognize what it is, we can start to heal it, right? And separate it from ourselves a little bit, so that we can begin the healing process, so that we don't hand it down to our children or our children's children, even though I guess might be kind of late if we already have children, but
So I'm glad that you brought that up because
okay.
I'm of the belief that when we do these things, it's that we heal in all directions, both forward and
Ah,
backwards.
I
It's
love
not just
that.
that we're solving for the people that come after us. We help people who have come before us as well as the people after us. So yeah, it's all purpose.
Absolutely. I believe the same thing. I thank you. And that's going to be like, we're already done. This goes by so quickly, but that's a great note to leave on, that we can heal. And, it's always a work in progress and for our soul. So thank you so much for joining me tonight again, Maurice. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, guys, look him up on Ancient Made Modern, and I will see you all next week. Good night.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Soul Tea with Marie, with Antoinette Marie. Live from AntoinetteMarie.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soul Tea with Marie
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my show, Soul Tea with Marie. I'm so happy for you to join me, and I have a fantastic special guest tonight that I cannot wait to get to. But first, I just want to do my little intro, which is if you want to reach me, you can go to AntoinetteMarie.net. I do readings, I do oracle readings, tarot readings, and I am a medium and intuitive psychic. You can also find me on Instagram, Soul Tea for Marie, and Facebook as well. I don't know if I'm missing anything or not, but I'm just so ecstatic to welcome my guest that if I miss something, I miss something. So my guest she is Angela Teal, and she is a starseed. Now, all of us are technically starseeds, but she's a little bit different. She definitely is not from Earth. Like some of us are from Lemuria, Atlantis, or the solar system, or in this vicinity of Earth. We've come from here. She has not. She also is a walk-in. If you don't know what a walk-in is when your soul, you're born into a baby, obviously, and then you grow up. And at some point, usually if you've been through extreme trauma, you will ask to be relieved of your duty of being here on Earth, basically. And a walk-in will come in and take over the rest of the way. It's rare. It doesn't usually happen. Usually we don't have that option. We pray or ask the universe or our higher self we want to be done, and usually we're not done. We have to remain here. But she is a walk-in. So here she is, Miss Angela Teal, to talk about her experience in her life with us. How are you?
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. This is one of those super awesome synchronistic things. And when you invited me to be part of this podcast, I was just ecstatic. So I'm very happy to be here and ready to dive into this.
Awesome. And I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions. I know a lot of this is personal, so if you find there's something that you don't want to talk about, just let me know and we can move on from that. So
I'm an open book, so
okay.
I don't. There's nothing off limits for me. We can talk about anything.
Perfect. So let's start with being a starseed. Or did you not realize that until the walk-in happened?
I knew that I was a starseed a few years ago. That was very apparent to me. I started my metaphysical journey in 2014 when I went to a past life regression class, a meditation class. That was my very first tiptoe into the metaphysical world. So that started when I got my first glimpse of my past life. That just opened the door for me. So it was a chakra class, then a pendulum class, and then a tarot class. Like I just started soaking up all of this information, any information that I could get. And then it was also, I've always followed astrology just because, and that helped me realize how much the planets have to offer us. And I don't remember the book that I got or if it was an article or something, but the very first time I heard starseed, I was like, wow, how interesting. I think it was a book that somebody had let me borrow. And I just kind of started just sifting through it, and it hit me. I was like, oh my goodness, like, I know that I'm not from here. Like it just felt like home. And when we had our meeting the other day, I've always felt homesick. I have never once ever felt like this was my home. So I've known for a few years. Yeah.
Do you think that you were visited in your younger years?
Yes, I do. I remember some instances as a young child seeing things in my room at nighttime. And when I went to my mom about it as a young child, I grew up in Catholicism. So I grew up Catholic. And what I was told by my mom and also an aunt that I was very close to, that it was angels visiting me. So so that automatically made me feel not as afraid. I was a very fearful child. I always moved my hands. It was like, it was just, I was constantly, it was almost like I was trying to get a feel for what this planet was like looking back, like it was just, it was almost a nervous tick, but I was very fearful of a lot of things as a child. And so they helped quiet the fear down. And I think maybe I wasn't quite ready for it, but I did get little snippets of things as a child. I'm just now getting to a point. I've been doing a lot of work on my past trauma. I have a lot of things that I don't remember, so there's some things that are coming up, and I'm pretty sure I'll probably remember more as my journey continues.
Oh, I would think so. I want to ask you because you said that some things made you frightful and that you had some visitations. So on both of those, I'm curious, like, were you frightful of just your surroundings? And I know with other starseeds, I'm curious for you, did you find that like when you are trying new foods or you're trying clothes, like it's even your skin, you're trying to figure it all out. Like, what is this? And I know even as when we come here as souls, we're trying to figure that out. But I find that starseeds really, it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, very much so. I always took my clothes off as a kid. Clothes always bothered me, so I still am not a huge fan. I would rather have less clothes on just because it's more comfortable. And I do remember spending a lot of time in the bathroom in a mirror because a full length mirror, like studying everything. Like I would study I would just sit and just look at the pores on my hands, and I would just look at my toenails, and I would look at everything, and I just get so close to the mirror and just looking at my body and trying to figure things out. And foods that's interesting because I ended up with a bit of a food addiction. Was my first addiction was food, but I was also very turned off by certain foods. So yeah, I now that we're talking about it, I realize just how much time I spent like, what is this? Like, what? Oh, this is so cool. Like, what is it?
Right, right. So what were some of the visits? You said you had a few visits. Do you remember any of those?
I remember a green figure. It was almost Hmm, like a neon, like yellowish green. And all it was kind of like the outline of what had come to visit me. And when I opened my eyes, it was standing like next to my bed. Um, and I could see it was almost like a smoke. It was very ethereal. And as soon as I saw it, I got instantly afraid. And when I got afraid, it got very, very small, almost like what you would think a fairy would look like. And then it circled around my ceiling fan blades. But it was so large when it showed up. So I think looking back now, I think it got small to let me know that I didn't have to be afraid of it. So that was the very first instance that I remember. And the other ones were dreams. So I was very active. I've always been an active dreamer, and about a year and a half ago is when I started the dream walks and the dream crew that I work with. But as a child, I would visit places in my dreams. I would go places a lot in my dreams, and I didn't remember doing that until about a year and a half ago when I started with the dream crew that I work with now. It just sparked all these dreams I used to have as a child, and I loved going to sleep at nighttime. I was so excited.
Right, right. So what is the dream crew? What is that?
So I started about a year and a half ago journaling my dreams because I would wake up and feel very moved. My dreams were very vivid, and I think I was very excited about it because I was just coming out of active addiction again. I was letting go of the drugs. I was letting go of the alcohol. This was 3 months after my walk-in situation. So I had moved. I'm originally from Texas. I had moved from Texas to Tennessee. I sold everything I owned. I moved into an RV and I left everything. And I left and I spent a year in the mountains of Tennessee with my dogs. And for this healing journey, because I knew that if I didn't, I wasn't going to be on this earth much longer. And now I know that I was already okay because of the walk-in situation. But I started journaling my dreams. And then one night I had this dream where I was with like 5 or 6 people. It's the same 5 or 6 people. They look different most of the time in the dreams, but I recognize them when I get to, dreamscape. So we were told there was a timer on the wall, and we were given these backpacks, and we had to figure out the latches on these backpacks and the countdown. And there was a countdown. And as soon as the buzzer went off, we were all like, oh, and I woke up. And that was my first instance. And then a few days later, I was in Dreamscape. I was in the back of a convertible with like these people. And I was like, I think I know them. And we got out and we were all standing at this apartment complex, and it was not Earth, but it looked Earth-like. And when I looked at them, I was like, hey, y'all are the ones from a few nights ago. And they're like, yeah. So I realized it was happening more and more often. And every time we're either sent to a class or we have to figure something out. We went to a class that Elon Musk had. He came to in my dream. So, and he let me know what we were doing there. Like we were helping him figure some things out. He was standing up in the front of the class, and I don't really remember everything that it was about, but it's a lot of figuring things out is what we do. So we have something different. There's one guy who works off planet, and he's almost late every morning, and he has to get to the shuttle before the sun comes up, because if he doesn't, then he misses work. So it's been very interesting, and it's been the same group for a year and a half now. And just the other night we all met up, and it was after I met you, and you came to us and gave us this really awesome bag, and it was something that we needed, and I didn't get a chance to open it, but they were like, hey, tell her we said thank you. And I was like, yeah, I will. So it's been great.
That's amazing. Was it Prada? Just kidding.
It was very nice. It probably was. It was white. It looked like it was made of like felt like it was made of a soft leather. It had a dark brown handle, and it had these little bluish, purplish flowers that were all over it. And it was very pretty. It was very, very pretty, heavy. So I'm not really sure what it is, but yeah, maybe I'll get a chance to see it again.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm not surprised that Elon Musk was in your dream, because I do believe he's not from here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know that he's not for sure.
Yeah, no. So let me ask you about your walk-in. How did that happen?
Wow. Okay. So it happened November of 2021. And at the time, I was going through a very dark time. And when 2020, when all of that happened, I've been in the fitness industry since 2009. And at the time, I was managing a Pilates studio, and it tanked because of everything that was happening. So I moved with my teenager at the time. Back in with my parents, and I hit this place of severe depression because my kid and I had been arguing for years at this point. It had been like 2 to 3 years of these intense arguments as a single mom. It was very tumultuous. Moving back home, there were some other traumatic events that happened around that time involving her, involving my parents as well. Like my family just had this huge, I'm an only child, and my family had this like huge argument. And a few months before that, and we all just kind of like went our separate ways. And I was staying with a really good friend of mine because my kid hated the RV. So we were staying with a friend of mine, and I was miserable. Like I was so sad. Like I spent from 2020 until the middle of 2022 in my bed, and I almost drank myself to death because I had felt like I had lost everything that I had worked so hard for. All of my 14 years in a career, my parents, my kid was slipping away. And I started drinking, and I got back into the use of substances. At the time, I was also on mood stabilizers. I went to the doctor, and they got big pharma involved again, and it was just it was a lot. And I did not want to be here. I didn't want to be here. There was a time when I went by myself there for a little bit, and I was trying very hard to figure things out. So what ended up happening was it's almost like I felt the end was coming. Like I felt like I was like my heart was doing some very weird things. Like my body, I was staying up for like a day or two at a time at that point, you know, like I was just running myself ragged. And I left my friend's house. I drove my kid back to the RV because she was like, I just want some alone time, Mom. Like, can I just go back to the RV? I was like, yeah, it's fine. And we had dinner planned at my friend's house. So I left her at home. It took 20 minutes to get from the RV to my friend's house. So I left, and about the halfway point, I was driving down the interstate, and I remembered feeling tired, but I was bopping to the radio because I love music and it was a good song. And I was just like, God, I feel a little tired. The next thing I know, I'm coming to, and I'm about to drive my car into a lake. And the only thing that stopped me was like an embankment, but I was driving through somebody's yard. And the woman comes out like cursing, like, what are you doing? We're driving through my yard and all this stuff. And all I could think was, what's going on? Like I had no idea what was going on. My first thought was like, why am I about to drive my car into a lake? Like, wow, you know? So I stopped, and the woman was just so hateful, and I just burst into tears. And I went to look down at my phone, and I had 59% battery on my phone. The last time I looked at it, whenever I was tired, I was like, I'm kind of tired. What time is it? And I don't remember what time it was. But I remember I had 59% battery on my phone. And when I looked down, I had no battery, like on my phone was dead. And I was just so confused. So they called the police. Police showed up. They did all of the sobriety tests. I didn't know what to say. So I just let them know that, because my daughter and I have been arguing a lot, and I just told them I was hysterical. I didn't know what else to say. I said I was hysterical over the arguments. Like, I'm just trying to get back to my friend's house. And then they were like, what, do you even know what time it is? And I was like, I had no idea. Like, I had no idea even what time it was. I wasn't even sure what had happened. So they told me, they said, well, we can't let you drive. Like, you've passed the sobriety test, but like, honestly, we can't let you drive. So they impounded my car, and they told me I could call my friend, and I didn't have any numbers in my head. I didn't know who to call. I said, I need you. My phone is dead. I said, I need your charger. And I'm from that area. So they were like, how could you not know who to call? I was like, I can't remember numbers. I'd lied. I had to lie. You know, I was like, I don't know what to tell them. So I charged my phone, and I called my friend, and she picked me up. And when I looked back at it, it was 40 minutes that had passed between the time that I said that in my head, that I was getting tired, until the time that I was about to drive into the lake. And for the longest time, I was like worried, like, what else did I do? Like, where did I go? You know, I'm from that area, so I knew where I was, but I don't know how I got there, because I was driving where I felt like I was tired was the interstate. The next exit I must have taken, and there was a lake with like people who have RVs and stuff. That's where they live, and some people um they were starting to build houses in the back, and that's where I had driven to the part where they were building houses. And the cops, the police officer said, how did you drive through all of that construction? Evidently I drove my car through construction at one point, and like that's the only way that I could have gotten there. But everybody asked me how I got there and have no idea. So I was a bit perplexed about that for a long time, until I read about walk-ins. And as soon as I read that, I was like, oh wow. Oh, wow. And until then, I haven't really said anything about it, because, you know, this is one of those situations, like, who do you talk to about it? Unless, you know, you talk to somebody who's comfortable with this sort of conversation, until I met with you and you confirmed it. And I was like, yeah, that's it.
So what happened after the walk-in? Didn't you had addictions and everything, and then after the walk-in, they just completely went away?
Well, that was November. January, I continued for a little bit longer, but it didn't feel the same. I just didn't feel the same after that. Like everything felt different, everything looked different, everything tasted different. But at that point, I no longer felt like I was about to die. I just knew that I had to make the choice to change everything, which I already had in plan. My fiance and I are long distance. He is in he bounces between the UK and Germany, and he comes home twice a year, and we have a very long vacation, usually a month long together. And we had a vacation that was planned in December. So I knew if I could just make it a few more weeks and get to him, I could talk to him, because he knew he knew what happened, but he didn't know what it meant. But I just felt like if I could just get to him, I would be safe. So like I wasn't drinking as much. The drug use did like taper off some, but by December, I decided to get off of all of my mood stabilizers. That was the first thing that I stopped. So I stopped that, and then I stopped all of the drugs, and then I stopped the alcohol. But I have been an addict off and on my whole life. Like, food was my first addiction. And then I started dabbling in drugs as a young teenager, so this is something that I've been to rehab before. And it all just kind of crept back up again. But yeah, since then, like I've been able to, I don't even want, like I look back and go, wow, it feels like I'm watching a movie, because it's not the same person that I am now. Like as of today, I'm on day 55 of a juice cleanse. Like that girl couldn't have juiced for 55 days and woken up and done breath work every morning. And, like, it's just, I feel like a different person.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Not so many people out there are walk-ins. I know you had also mentioned to me how after that day, those 45 minutes, and then you came back and you're in your life, and then with your child and with your mother, with your family, even that felt foreign, and they all dissipated out of your life since then.
Yeah, they have. February of 2022 is the last time I saw my mom, my dad, or my child. I kept a little bit of contact with my dad, but my dad quit talking to me a little over a year ago on my birthday. And I haven't, like, and I went back to Texas and stayed with my grandmother, and I really wanted to see them. But my dad called my grandmother and said, we've got things that we're doing in town today. That was the day that we were supposed to all see each other. So it was like, they let me know, like, no. So yeah, I don't have any contact with them, and I'm okay with that now, because I am a different person. And I'm on the path now to, I'm on the path now that I think I chose before I came here. I think I veered so far off and I didn't have direction. But now I feel like I do have direction. So I also realized, this was a little bit before the walk-in. Another spiritual mentor of mine, we used to meet every other week. It was during quarantine. We would meet every other week, and we would do work. We would do soul work. We would do meditations, like guided meditations together. And one day we got to meet different aspects of self. And I got to meet the aspect of self that you pointed out to me the other day. Her name is A1R. And she is very large, like 9-10 feet tall, and she's this bluish purplish skin, and she has all of these beautiful like gems and everything on her, and she is very stoic but extremely smart and doesn't need words. And when I sat across the table from her, and when I realized that is me and I am her, that was life changing for me. So I think it's all just synced in together. So I think that I honestly think that she, which is me, I think granted myself this, because I was on my way out.
So what is your path now?
Well, I've been a personal trainer and a health coach since 2009, and I absolutely love helping people fall in love with themselves. Like, I love watching people like who would come into the gym and like, oh, they hate working out and like blah blah blah, and all just whining and complaining and griping, and then all of a sudden they like, lose a couple of pounds and buy themselves a new shirt, or they do an exercise that they couldn't do before that they're excited about. And then it's like you see people like walking in with their head down, and then you see people walking up a little bit, and then you see people like skipping up the step to get to the gym. Like, it's like this process. And that's why I'm here. Like, I am here. I am a guide, and I know that. I'm just now, it's time for me to be a guide in a different way. So I'll always take workout questions, because I love teaching people how to use their bodies. So that is part of it. But now I feel like I have more of a spiritual calling, because I'm here to guide people I'm a light, and I know that, and it was just covered in this muck for so long. But now I feel like I've like cleaned this light off, and then it's time for me to shine because like stuff like this, give me a microphone and 1,000 people. Like I love it. I don't shy away from crowds. I don't shy away from video. I don't shy away from cameras. Like I like for people to notice me, and I like to guide people out of a dark situation.
I love it. I love it. You know, it's interesting. You're talking about being a light. So when we first came on, my light, everything was working. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm dark. Like my ring light, everything is kind of, I don't know, it's a little dim.
Oh, wow.
So, which is fine. But I was like, oh, that's some energy there. I had someone else on a couple weeks ago, and her phone just died, and she tried to come on again. And, you know, sometimes energy does that. So, but anyway.
It does. It does. Yeah, I have issues with technology most of the time, which is interesting because I am visited, and I now know the name of my guide. The Arcturians are very close to me. I get visited often. I've been getting visited by the Arcturians not too long after the dream work done is when they started to visit me, and they're all about technology. So it's interesting. I think all of my technological work is done in Dreamscape. It's not done here because I crash phones, and it's like if I get a laptop, it's guaranteed it's going to take me 4 hours to get the new thing set up because it glitches and things happen, and so definitely a big power pull sometimes.
Oh, I believe that. I know we talked about Ashtar. Ashtar is one of your guides.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's been great because we've had contact, but it's great to know his name, because I've asked my guides names for years, and I've only had one give me her name, and her name was Fern, and we're no longer connected because she's been born on Earth. So she's actually an actual human at this point, somewhere walking around. But yeah. So Ashtar has been great. He's helped me out a lot over the last few days, just because we've gotten even closer, which is great.
We only have a few more minutes, but I know we're talking about Ashtar and the different places. So where do you think you're originally from?
I don't know where I'm originally from, but I do know that I've got gene spliced with Mintakan, which was a water planet, and also Hadarian, which I can time stretch. So for some reason, I could give myself more time to do things, which not for some reason, but for that reason.
Okay, we have like a minute and a half. What is time stretch?
When you feel like you have a deadline, and then all of a sudden it feels like you just have a little more extra time to do things.
And you can do that here, not in your dream.
Yeah, I do that here.
Interesting. So you are able to bend time to complete a project.
Yeah, our superimposed time is the only way I know how to really describe it. Like I feel like sometimes I can splice what's happening over what's already happened.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Okay, so we have less than a minute. So can people reach you if they want to ask you questions?
Yeah, sure. So you can contact me through Instagram. I'm just now getting ready to kind of like come out into the world. So this is a second podcast I've done in a month. So I feel like things are going to start ramping up for me. So yeah, just keep a lookout and find me on Instagram.
Where can they find you?
GG Teal, GGTEAL.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angela, for coming on. And you know what? I think we could do this again because I would like to ask you about your home planet and more of your dreaming. And I know people will have questions, and I would love to dive into that. But I do want to thank everyone for watching this evening, and tune in next week. And thank you. And namaste to everyone that is watching, and I will see you again.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Mini Medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from TarotWithSteph.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Mini Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
All right. Hi, guys. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. And this is your Mini Medium on the A1R Psychic Radio and the beautiful Moonstruck TV. And I am super excited for today because I have been just so focused and meditating because I've been having so many messages coming in today, and it's been incredible. And I don't know if it's because we are in Mercury retrograde, and I'm a Gemini, so Geminis during this retrograde really have a hard time. So I try to prepare myself and not allow for Mercury retrograde to affect me, but it does. And so I have to be grounded and centered and do as much meditating as I possibly can. And sometimes I always say that, you can't, it's like when you say I'm overly medicated. Sometimes I'm overly meditated, and I feel like I'm in this weird zone. So hopefully, all these crazy visions and messages and names that I've been getting today will connect with somebody, which I'm sure they will. But man, I'll tell you, it's been incredible. So now we are also getting ready to head into next week is our blue moon. So August 30th, 31st time will be the blue moon, which the blue moon is where we have that second full moon within the month, the calendar month. So be prepared. So here in the next week to, couple of weeks for energy to feel very intense. If you are a Gemini, if you are a Virgo, if you are a Sagittarius, or if you are a Pisces, these signs are going to be the very most affected in a kind of exhausting emotional way. So just, be prepared and keep that in mind as we go until about the 15th of September. And September 15th, when that Mercury comes direct, then hit the ground running, my friends, because all of that time to rest and recharge and rejuvenate will end up being exactly what you need. Go and just, rule the world, right? Do what you need to do. So there's good. You just got to take the time. And I just tell those who are affected heavily by the retrograde that the best thing for you to do is to keep your mouth shut. And if you do feel like you need to speak, count to 10 beforehand. And if you can, then just refrain from just not saying anything. And if you can, kind of go into hibernation, right? Go hide for a little bit. So anyway, Mercury retrograde's really not that bad if we know how to respond and do that. So all right. So here is what is kind of going to be fun today because I decided to pull a different affirmation, and these affirmations are not like the other affirmation cards that I have pulled. So I decided to pull. I decided to pull from this. What's it called? Water blessings. And the water blessings are just incredible with their messages. And I just felt like maybe we all needed to have some good spiritual messages today, more so than ever. So the water affirmation or water blessing. So we have the the triangle. My brain doesn't want to work today. So the Holy Trinity, as some may call it, and the different points that are on this card is really where your focus should be here for the next week. So the one is sacred and the other is body. So very much I feel this is putting time. Boy, this is perfect now I think about it. I just barely read this one. So putting that time into your body, whether that's, soulfully or actually physically, mentally, emotionally, and treating that with that sacredness of, treating your, as they say, your body as a temple. But more so, I feel like this has to do with the retrograde, like I just said. So taking time to relax, rest, rejuvenate, restore, all those good R's, right? So then the message, the affirmation message, if I can talk today, your affirmation says, you are a divine temple of truth and healing water. I think that's incredible. Just, and I'll tell you, I have taken more Epsom salt baths in the last week than I think I ever have. And that makes so much sense. So you are a divine temple of truth and healing water. So there you go, my friends. I feel like that should help you with, and maybe that it's time to, um, to know your truth. And maybe it's time for you to connect with your truth. Maybe it's time to tell the truth, right? It's beautiful signs. So, and then once that happens, then you kind of feel that cleansing that water seems to give. So, beautiful. Okay. All right. Enough of my chit chat. I always love to get on a tangent some days, but I love getting my callers. So today, my caller is from Pennsylvania, and this is Penny. Hi, Penny.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good, good, good. And this is the mini medium. How can I help you tonight, my friend?
There is a couple different ones. The the state has taken the one little girl, of one of my grandkids, and I was wanting to see if we're going to get her back because they're just playing games.
Oh,
And
okay.
either I get her back or the mom and them get her back, but they're just playing head games. They're not doing anything. Aurora, get down here.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me, I'm going to pull a couple cards for you really quick here. Give me just a moment.
No, he was up. The dog ran upstairs and they didn't let her up there.
And you said this is your granddaughter, is that correct?
Yep.
It's my granddaughter. Okay. Okay. All right. So
She ran from me. She was running to the neighbors and
oh goodness.
yeah, and then they tried to get me for abuse and neglect. They tried to put me in jail for 5 years and between the cop and CYF they said there was no abuse. I did no abuse. It was just that she was running. And then we tried to take her to the hospital and get her evaluated and stuff, and then they took her from us because we tried to go get her help.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
And then they went and got her medicine and all that crap too.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think sometimes that, and not really speaking for anyone, but just some things I've noticed through experiences that, the I say we are souls having human experiences, and our soul knows what's right, but the human side of us, is programmed to want to do things differently. And that happens with adults. Adults will think that they know what is right, and they feel it is, but then at the end of the day, not so much, and sometimes that human side steps in and forgets that another little human being is being
Yeah,
affected
that
by these
the
choices.
adult that
Right?
the adult that was in that she was running to was giving her little purses and necklaces and food and all this other stuff. So she kept going back to her.
Sure, sure. And why not? She's
Yep.
a child,
Yep.
and
She was six.
they
Yep.
don't know. Yeah, they don't know. So, I really do, as I even just kind of connecting with, the cards that I pulled for you, but even intuitively, um, the here's the good news, and then maybe the good news, but maybe not as good. I'm always one to want to manifest the positive and try to see, kind of the silver lining in every situation. But now
Yeah, but it's
the
okay because
one,
with us fighting with
yeah,
the lawyers and stuff, we don't even know whether we should keep fighting.
sure. Oh, sure. Yeah, it's exhausting. I can tell. I can feel it. And so, the one card that I pulled for you, as I intuitively pulled a few, really has. These are chakra cards, by the way. And the one is the color yellow, and it's the number 10, and it's a wand. So this 10 of wands, that's yellow. The yellow is where your gut feelings come from. So it's called your solar plexus, and where it's trusting your gut, and sometimes I feel like that, us as moms, as grandmas, we just uh, we want to trust our gut, but sometimes we think we're overreacting or overthinking, and then when we don't listen to it, then we regret it, later on.
Yep.
So I want you to fully, Penny, trust that beautiful gut. I feel there's some connection there. Now, the wand within the tarot type of reading is really very powerful, and it is meaning that you ultimately are getting what you want, when you want, and how you want it. So this is a great sign of things starting to go the way that you were hoping for, or wanting them to. The 10 is really the ending of a cycle. The 10 is the end of whatever this battle is that you're going through. So with that came another card, and this card is an Ace of Cups. It is upside down, so it's reversed. And the red, as it resembles, is your root chakra. And when your root is not working the way it should be, then it means that you're not feeling grounded. If you think about a big old tree with big roots, and that tree is grounded, then nothing can topple it over, right? So
Yep.
I feel that you're definitely feeling a bit ungrounded, in many reasons,
It took
and
a lot out of us. It took a lot out of us.
yeah, for sure. Oh, absolutely. Emotionally, mentally,
Yep.
physically, financially, all of them, right? And so,
Yep.
and then the cup that is represented in this is really, the Ace of Cups. So an ace is the beginning of a new journey. So if you think about a deck of cards, the deck of cards goes, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, in each suit. So the ace is showing this is a new start, a new beginning, and that. So, and this is really where I love using the cards to just validate the visions I'm getting. So the cup is upside down. So if you think of a cup upside down, it means nothing can fill that cup up. It's, you have to get it to where you are grounded and get that cup upright so it can be filled. So, my biggest message to you right now, my friend, is to take some deep breaths. And I know that sounds very simple, and sounds simple, but and really get your ducks in a row, get yourself grounded, and get to where you are ready to start this next journey, this new adventure, if you want to call it that, this new path, because that sweet little girl needs some stability, and she needs
Yep.
for you to be needs you to be
Yeah.
grounded. And
And that
you
aunt,
just
the
can't.
aunt,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
aunt that
yeah.
that is with her, that she's with right now, is on the father's side, and she told her that she didn't want her there anymore and everything else. And then when the counselor went to go look for her to do a visit with my daughter, they didn't. The CYFs and them didn't even know where the kid was at. And then the aunt tells her she don't want her, and now she's saying she's going to keep her. So now it's all back up fight again.
Right, right. And that's what I see coming. It's the beginning of another journey, another fight. And for you, your sweet grandbaby needs stability and needs for you to be grounded and not, try so very hard not to lose your temper. I can
Because they're really making me lose it. Yep.
I can
They
feel
really
it.
I really want to come in there after them because they tried to
I
put
know.
me in jail. They tried to put me in jail. Now I have to do like a community service and a drug test, which I've never done any drugs, so that I don't have to worry about that. But they're making me do community service, and then once I get done with that, they'll take that off my name. Whatever they got on
Sure.
my name, I don't know what they put on my name.
Yeah. Well, I'm sending you so much love and light and some strength and just I really feel the outcome can be very favorable. Your free will choice is what matters, and that free will choice is for you to just take some deep breaths, get yourself collected, and be ready for this next.
Yeah, do you
This
see how
next
long
journey.
before we can get her? If we get her, if I get her?
Yeah, I would plan on this going into the first of the year. This feels to me
Okay.
it's going to be about another 6 to 8 months. So just
Do
be
you
prepared.
Yep. Do you see anything going on? Because September 11th is the last court thing that I have to go where they tried to get me, that's what I have to do the community service and stuff. Do you see anything with that? September 11th, I have to be up there.
No, I feel, just like I said, just present yourself in that very confident and grounded manner. And I feel, that you'll see this will be more in your favor. So just keep yourself
I'm
focused
keeping that. I'm keeping that. I'm trying to keep it cool. And you know that
Good.
you've seen
Good.
because I lose my temper. Ever since they've done it, I've lose my, want to flip right out on them.
I know. Well, I wish you so much luck, my friend. I've got another caller on, but please, hang in there and fight for that sweet little one, okay?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. All right. I have another caller and I missed their name. I apologize. Hi, Danielle. This is the mini medium. How can I help you?
Hello, I was interested in getting a mediumship.
Okay, sure. Sure. Do you have a particular person that you are wanting to channel or just whoever I bring through?
Either Bonnie Galloway or Justin Sladen.
Okay. Let me see what I can get for you, my friend. Give me just a moment here. Now, sometimes I will pull cards if I feel drawn, so I'm just seeing if I need to. But ultimately, I will just connect with my gifts. But I do want to ask before I start my readings, I am very drawn to names. I'm very drawn to numbers, and after my podcast, I hop on my Facebook mini medium, and I provide free readings for a couple hours. And sometimes these numbers and names I get will connect to someone on there. Sometimes it's on my podcast. So the number that I've been seeing today is the number 47. And 47 is a very odd number, very big number. So this for me is going to be the age of 47. This can also be April 7th, if there's a date of April 7th. Occasionally, this can be the month of April and the month of July that would connect to the loved one. So, with that said, do you connect with that in any way with these two loved ones or any loved ones for that matter?
No, not really. Nothing comes to mind.
Okay, that's okay. No worries, then. I just want to make sure. I'm sure that my on my event tonight on my Facebook, it will definitely someone will be like, oh, yep, that's it. I also kept hearing the name Rick, or like Ricardo, which I just thought I'd throw that out there too. So I don't know if you
Okay.
connect. And do you connect with that name?
That's actually my dad. Yeah, that's my dad's name.
Oh, okay. Is Dad still here in the physical, or is Dad passed?
Yeah, he's passed.
Okay. All right, my friend. Your dad has been with me all day today. And this is why we have met. This is why that you called, and why you've been kind of given to me. I know you want to connect with your other two that you mentioned. I've done this 27 years, and I wish I could. I wish I could control who comes through. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So, um, can I tell you some things that I'm getting from your dad? Are you open to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, the the first thing really that I'm feeling, and now the 47, please keep in mind that is connecting with your dad in some way, and or you. So like I said, the age of 47, um, or born in 1947. This is kind of how they connect. So, um, I'm going to quiet my mind for a moment. I want to hear what he may be bringing through. Um, okay. Okay. Your dad is showing me I'm having some issues with my valves in my heart, and I'm getting pain right through my lungs as well, through the chest. Do you connect that with Dad? Did he have issues with the heart?
Um, no, but my stepdad just had a heart surgery.
Ah, okay, okay. Now our loved ones on the other side will validate what we are experiencing here in the physical. So your dad could be mentioning this is your stepdad. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so he could just be mentioning that he sees the father figure in your life, um, having had some issues with the heart and the struggle there. Um, now, okay. Um, okay. Um, your dad, I keep hearing him say he's referring to you as my princess. He says, "This is my princess." And what I find is interesting is um, he's referring to you, but then I also see a smaller child, a younger little girl. Do you have children?
Yeah. I was talking about my daughter.
He is talking about your daughter. Yes, he's saying my princess, and then he shows me your daughter. Um, and he says he wishes he had some more time with her. He didn't have time to bond with her. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah, and then he says to tell you he's sorry he failed you. He says I failed you, and I'm so sorry I failed you. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And okay, and uh, he says that he understands why you're so upset, why you're so angry with him, and he says it's okay. I understand. He says that you have every right, he says. And then he says that he tries to connect with you, but you struggle to feel him because of this anger or this, this disconnect with him. And he says that he is there, and he says you're connecting to coins, but with the wrong soul. And he's laughing. Do you do
What's
you
that
find
mean?
coins? Do you find coins?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Your dad's laughing and saying, "No, no." He says, that is not them. That is me." He's laughing. He's like, "You're connecting to the wrong dead person." And that's how your
Okay.
dad is saying it. He says that
Oh.
he said he's leaving the coins for you, and to watch for those and know that that is him. Um, and he also has, boy, I can smell leather. I can smell leather. Did he wear leather?
Um,
Or,
yeah, probably a leather Raiders jacket.
yes. Okay. Perfect. Do you know where this jacket is?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. That's okay. I feel he's referring to the clothing and the leather that he wore, but this was something of kind of his pride and joy, because, and so just wondering, who has it or what happened to it. I mean, regardless, he's okay with it, but just wanting to mention this as something that he loved. Um, and he's making my head hurt just now. Did he have head injury or something to his head?
Not that I know of. No, I don't think so.
Okay, okay. So, okay. This can also be my connection with if he did struggle with depression, anxiety, and not just, I don't mean to say, not just maybe a regular everyday stress, depression, but overly, he struggled with. But he's mentioning the head, and I can't ignore that. So maybe something that may connect later. But and then he shows me, okay, your little one, your daughter. He's showing me she at one point was connecting with him, and saying like Papa, and talking to him or connecting with him. Have you ever noticed that with her?
My boyfriend had recently said something about her saying something about my dad. So yeah, I believe that had happened.
Absolutely, my friend. And your dad's just now validating it. This is what he's bringing up. So know that your dad wants you to know and trust your boyfriend when he says, she was talking about your dad. He was there and he was interacting with your daughter.
Oh wow.
And yes, yes. And I don't know if you have do you have a security system or a baby monitor that has the screen on it?
Yeah, yeah, I have
Yeah.
cameras and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, boy, I'll tell you, your dad's a talker, but let me tell you, I've got like less than a minute. My producer said, but watch those cameras. Your dad is on them. And then if you would like, my friend, here in an hour on my Facebook page, Mini Medium, please head over there. And I would love to continue this for you and do another free reading if you're interested.
Thank you so much.
Okay. You're so welcome. And I appreciate you calling in and trusting me to connect with your dad. And I can't wait to see what more we get.
Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. All right, guys. Woo, time goes by. I told you the messages were crazy and intense. So I cannot wait till next week. I'll see you guys sending love and light. Bye, guys.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio, Moonstruck TV, and to another week of Understanding Spirit. I'm your host, Mary. While I'm waiting for a caller, I just wanted very quickly to kind of talk about how I work with spirit. When I'm an intuitive tarot reader, so if somebody wants a psychic sort of general reading about their life, I will shuffle cards. I will get some cards from my guide, but then as I get them, I will hold on to the card, and my guide will start to give me visions, and then she may continue to get me to shuffle a card for another card, or then she just talks to me. My guide's name is Sarah, and when I'm doing a mediumship reading, I have a guide that brings forward spirit, and I also have a clairvoyant guide that specializes with me in just seeing things into the future. So if I'm talking about something that you may do into the future, that is something that she will show me. She sort of stands to my left. So if I'm kind of looking that way, I'm looking at her, and my main guide, who gives me the more general everyday type readings, will be on my right. Sometimes even, and I'm finding more while I'm doing this show, that I will use cards when I'm like drawing in spirit, because I've got to lift the energy quickly and bring them in faster, because we're dealing with a time frame. So that makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Now I think I've got Cheryl on the line. Hello, Cheryl.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I didn't catch where you were from. Where are you from, Cheryl?
From Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, beautiful. Lovely. How can I help you today?
Yeah. I was hoping maybe you could connect with my mom, see if there's a message from her.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I have had some spirit here today, and I'm not sure if this lady is your mum, but she's the first one that came forward. So I'm going to describe her. I'm just going to work through them and quickly, because I kind of come through and I just get them to line up, all right, in the order that they come in. All right. Now, this is an older lady, and she's showing me that she liked to do her hair, like maybe had her hair in like rollers. She's got a slim build. She was showing me like red lipstick. Does that sound like your mum?
Yes, it sure does.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. Well, she's here then. Now, was your mum religious at all? Because she's coming through with a religious message for you.
Not really.
Okay, all right.
She used
She's
to go
giving
to church and things, but
she didn't go?
she did when she was younger,
Okay, all right.
not in her later years. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm going to give you the message, right? She said to me, now I'll see if I can get her to elaborate on it. But she said the passion of Christ is all around you and within you. Now, I'm going to see what she means by that. All right. I think there's, the obvious message there, but I want to see why she's giving you that today. All right.
Okay.
Okay, have you been searching kind of like spiritually to find yourself lately?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because she's wanting to say to you, don't look externally too much for things. You can find things out like tools or mentors that can help you along. But she wants you to know that everything that you need is actually within you. All right. There is that Christ consciousness. And she's also saying to me that when she crossed over, she got a different awareness. There was not just religion as we know religion today, that there is like some truth to it, but there's also a lot of the spiritual stuff that is attached, and you don't actually need a church, an establishment to go to be heard, for your prayers to be answered. All right. She's saying to be guided forward. You just need to ask for what you want, to ask for forgiveness for anything that you feel that you need to ask for. It's not about going to confession. It's just about doing it within yourself. All right. Does that make any sense to you?
It sure does. That's a wonderful message.
Okay, beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
She's also, the other thing that she's saying to me is nothing hurts until it hurts. So stop overthinking things.
Mm-hmm.
Can you relate to that at this time in your life? Have you been overthinking?
I give it some thought.
Sorry, what was that, Cheryl?
Oh, you kind of broke up there.
Yeah. Have you been overthinking things in your life at the moment?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at that.
That's all right. We all have bits of that. The message is, don't stress thinking about different scenarios, okay, and what could go wrong, and working yourself up. Worry about it when it happens. All right. Otherwise, you're not living your best life. Okay. Does that make sense for you?
It sure does, yes. That's very good advice.
All right.
Something I much needed to hear.
Sorry, what was that?
I really needed to hear that.
Oh,
good
beautiful.
advice.
Oh, beautiful. I'm glad. She's also saying to me, stop mucking around. There's no time like the present. Are you putting things off at the moment? Because she's kind of got her hands under you going, come on, you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
There's
okay.
a few areas in my life like that. Yeah.
That's okay. We can all do that. She's making me feel like you're procrastinating on a few things. Like should I, shouldn't I? I don't know. There's a lot of, like that.
Yeah.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. Okay. Let's see what else she wants to say. Did your mum like to have like a bit of a wine and just sit and chill?
Yes, we used to do that together.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, because she's showing me that she's sitting on a bench with her wine and she's sitting back and she's watching over you and she's watching your life. All right. And she's got a big
Oh,
smile, very happy with you. And she's also saying she's very proud of you. And while I feel you were close, I'm not sure that she said it enough to you because she's saying to me, I need to keep saying this to you. Does that make sense for you?
what is it she has to keep saying?
That she's
You broke
proud
up
of
there
you.
again.
That's okay, Cheryl.
Oh, yeah,
She's proud
yeah,
of you, and she didn't say it
yeah,
enough. Even though you were close,
yeah.
she didn't say it enough.
Hmm.
Okay. Just see what else she wants to say to you. She's saying just put one foot in front of the other. You're going to be okay. She's making me feel like you might feel in your life like you're like an acrobat, kind of walks on a tightrope, that you feel a bit like that, like you're going to fall or something or make a mistake. But she's saying that you're fine. And she's also saying that she taught you well. And I'm getting the shivers now from her, all right, that she instilled all the values in you and gave you everything you need to succeed in life. So she's saying, just think about conversations that we had. You'll know what to do. Does that make sense to you?
It sure does.
Okay, so just think about those moments when you're not sure of what to do. Just think about that. Oh, she's just said to me, she goes, ask yourself, what would mum do? What would mum say? And you'll have your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
I
do you,
do that a lot. What would mom do? Or,
yeah, just think, what would mum do? What would mum say? And she's
Mm-hmm.
there. She's also showing me she's going to push things telepathically to you. So if you get a thought in your head and it pops out of nowhere like an answer to a question that you have for your life, and it just pops in your head, she's like, that's from her. It'll make sense that it's from her as well. Okay, she's also showing me very quickly, because we are running out of time, Cheryl, but she's showing me, are you getting any kind of ringing in your ear, or you feel like your ear's a bit stuck or blocked? Because she's saying
do once in a while, yes.
Okay, she's saying that that's her communicating with you, all right, trying to talk to you and comfort you, especially in the evenings and at night when you're sleeping. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Cheryl,
Well, that
I'm
is
sorry.
just wonderful.
We've run out of time. Good luck with everything. Your mum's blowing you kisses, and she's saying she loves you dearly, all right? She's always with you.
Yes. Okay.
All right, you take
Thank
care.
you so much.
You're very welcome, Cheryl. Bye-bye. Have a good week.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I am so excited to be on here. My name is Reverend Maria Leggett, which you can tell by the name of the show. You can find me online at MariaLeggett.com, MariaLeggett. And you can book a reading there with me if you would like to take classes with me. You can go to templeofthesacredcircle.org, and that is where I run all of my classes. It is an online temple where I have evening meditations once a week, and we have some free classes, and we talk about a whole lot of different things because I love educating people on spirituality and spirit itself and all of the beautiful things that come along with it. So I'm really happy to be on here tonight to be able to share my abilities with the world and be able to help bring messages to anyone who needs something. And I am blessed and filled with abundance to be able to do this show with all of you. Do we have a caller for today? I can keep chatting because, I'm a chatty person. I talk all the time. So one of the things that I do is I also have a separate podcast on my own, and it is called WTFspirit.com. And on there, we talk about all different types of spirituality. And spirituality is one of those things that is such a beautiful, free-flowing thing that we have in our lives, because religion is very dogmatic and it carries that this is how we have to do things. And spirituality is beautiful because you have the ability to do things differently. You have the ability to do things the way that you resonate with it, because we are able to talk to the universe, talk to source, your spirit guide, your spirit team, without having to be in any specific building. And that's one of the things that I love about spirituality, is that you can fully be in the moment, in your bedroom, in the bathroom, in the car, on your way to work. Anything that you're doing, spirit is with you all the time. And we all have a team of spirit guides. And if you follow this spiritualist religion, one of the things that you have is a protector guide. And so the protector guide is someone that you can call in to be with you in moments when you feel scared or worried, and that protector guide will absolutely be able to help you. So we have a caller on the line. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. May I hear you say your name, please?
My name is Kelsey.
Kelsey, how are you today?
I'm really good. How are you?
I am wonderful. How may I be of service to you today, ma'am?
Just see what any spirit have for me today. Any messages that come through, I'll leave it up to you. No specific questions.
No specific questions, just general, whatever spirit wants you to know.
Absolutely. That's perfect.
Awesome. We'll do that then. All right. So I'm going to just tap into your energy, and I'm going to say my prayer really quick. Mother, Father, God, thank you very much for allowing us to be of service to Kelsey today. As we open the door to communication with the great I Am presence, we know that all words spoken will be with your wisdom, truth, love, and understanding in the highest. In this moment, we ask for the veil to be lifted and any crossed over loved one, ancestor, spirit, guide, spirit, animal to please come through with messages for Kelsey and her highest good. Amen. So the very first thing that I see as I come into your energy, I see this beautiful, massive rainbow. And the rainbow can be used for so many different things. And Spirit is bringing this to me very specifically. They're showing me sort of what I do during my energy healing sessions, where the rainbow, I use it to come in and go through everyone's chakras. And so if you're not already working with the chakra system, it's going to be really important for you to start learning what your chakras are so that you can begin to clear out any blockages that are in your body to allow you to start healing yourself from the inside out. One thing that they're taking me very specifically, Kelsey, is they're taking me into your sacral chakra, which in a female is right where the womb space would be. Do you know what that is?
I do.
Wonderful. So they're taking you right into your sacral chakra, and they're talking to me about really clearing the energy out of here because there is creation and birthing and things that need to take place. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Wonderful. So Spirit is talking about, really taking care of this beautiful area and allowing this process to continue to grow because you're ready for all of this wonderful goodness that's coming into your life. And it's going to shift and change things for you.
Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yes, you're spot on.
And so Spirit is talking about, getting it's really interesting. I almost feel like I'm pregnant, like I have to do this nesting thing where I have to like gather all the things and get everything ready and just be prepared. And so Spirit also wants to remind you that in this time of this creation, this birthing process for you, that it's really important that you also be able to sit and just breathe. Because we can be so involved in all the things that are going on that we forget about us as a woman being able to take care of our bodies. And because everything is about all this beautiful creation that's going on, but we forget about ourselves. So Spirit just wants you to take a moment to remember to don't forget to sit and breathe. Don't forget to meditate. Don't forget to take this time alone now while you can. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I am doing.
Yay, I love it. So this is going to be a great validation for you then that you're actually doing the things that are important. And make sure that once the entire birthing process is done, that you also can take an hour a day for just you, whether that means and not everybody can do this, but maybe you can go into the bathroom and make sure that you can take a bath or you can take a shower alone so that you have this time to recuperate and remember that I am a woman independent of this entire creation that I'm bringing into the world. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. That's my place where I go right now, and I'll be going there in the future.
Yeah.
Straight into the bathtub. Yes, absolutely.
It is. And people tend to forget, right, that water is so healing. It's one of the things that Spirit has given to us on this planet. It is beautiful, flow freeing. It's one of the reasons why, depending on what religion you are, they have baptisms and all different kind of things. Water is used to cleanse the soul. So it cleanses your physical body and it brings on all of this beautiful healing. Yes, thank you. I will, Spirit. So I have Spirit tapping me on the side of my head. And they want me to talk to you about while you're lying in this water, to visualize a beautiful white crystalline river coming down in through your crown chakra and following all the way down in through your body. And as it's coming in, visualize it swirling around the crown chakra and bringing in healing, swirling around the third eye chakra and bringing in healing, and just allowing it to come into each and every place so that you feel more in alignment and not out of balance with all of the physical changes that are going on for you. Does that make sense to you?
Makes sense. Yes.
Good. And this,
thank you so much.
Oh, I am so glad. And so this beautiful white light is just a way for you to be able to feel comfortable with healing coming in because there are a lot of changes and things are shifting. And it's like, I can't control any of this, but this is one of the beautiful things that you can control is I can bring healing in and it gives you some semblance of control, right, over this process that's just happening naturally. Does that make sense?
Yes, 100%.
Beautiful. And oh, okay, thank you very much. I think I've never seen Spirit give this to me, but here's what they're asking me to do. They're asking me to tell you to sit down with pen and paper and to write a letter to yourself. You know, dear Kelsey, this is where I'm at right now. This is what's happening. And I need you to know in the moments where you feel like everything is overwhelming and all of this is going on, in this moment right now, we are calm and you can find this place. You can find this place of peace, this place of calm, and know that you're doing a wonderful job, even though today may not have been a good day. You're still doing an amazing job. So it's a way for you to write a letter to your future self to remind yourself, I am an absolutely wonderful, perfect soul living a very human life, making mistakes like everybody else does, but it's how we learn. And so writing this letter is really going to bring you peace in the moments when you need it the most.
That is so nice.
Yay.
That's
Oh,
lovely.
Kelsey, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you so much. I'm so glad to have had you on here.
Yes, I appreciate how spot on you are and to just help me navigate through this next little journey here.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations. I am so happy for you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you to
You
everyone.
take care.
I'm sorry?
I said, and you take care.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
And you too. I appreciate all of that very much.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who's watching the show for hanging out with me and watching me do this amazing work. I love what I do. I really would not change this for the world. And so I would love to be able to help you as well. So if you'd like to sign up for a private reading with me, please go to marialeggett.com. And in the top of the website, you can click on book with me and you can get all the different options. I have spiritual mentoring that I can help you with, and we can do readings and lots of beautiful things that we can work with together. And I really look forward to being able to see each and every one of you again 1 week from today, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. I am so grateful for all of you. Thank you so, so much, and have a fantastic evening.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening. Welcome to the Thursday night show. I'm so glad you are here with me this evening. And how are you all doing? It's our first full day into Mercury retrograde once again. It seems like we just had one not too long ago. So it's a matter of, taking stock and reflecting on what it is that we have been doing, slowing down. Big message for me, slow down and take a deep breath, right? They talk about, Mercury retrograde and how, it can wreak havoc on communication and computers. And of course, that happens, right? But I try to not be too serious about Mercury retrograde. And when things go haywire, just say, well, okay, here we go. Try to take it with a little grain of salt. It doesn't always work. Sometimes my head gets a little crazy and I say, and I get a little frustrated. But hey, we are human and that's going to happen. But as as reflection, right? Go back and reflect on what it is you've been doing over the last couple of months. What's working, what's not working, what do you want to change in the coming weeks? And taking stock in everything and trying to have a little bit of patience, which it's funny, the last couple of weeks I have noticed that people have not had a lot of patience. There's been a lot of intensity in the air as we are coming up onto this Mercury retrograde that we are in. And so it's just about trying to step back and having a little bit of patience, journaling and getting all of those reflections, maybe all of the energy that's been, bottling up in you, and having really good discussions and trying to be thoughtful with your words, with what you are communicating, because that's a really big thing right now. Again, especially during Mercury retrograde, being thoughtful with the words that we express, that come out of our mouths, and being authentic about it. And again, like I said, slowing down, which for a lot of us, and especially in this fast-paced world that we live in, is really hard. And when Mercury tries to slow us down, that's when the frustration level gets higher, right? We don't want to slow down. It hasn't been in our nature. We have been trained to go fast and furious. And so to slow down and just to really reflect and take stock of what's going on is a little hard sometimes for us humans to do. I know it's funny talking with my daughter. She's a millennial and it's really hard for them to slow down. They are looking for instant answers and, gratification. And so, it's taking those moments and going, okay, this is who we are. This is what needs to be done. And let me reflect and see how it's been working for me. Do I need to shift? Do I need to change? And this is what this is about. at all times right now is taking stock in that and doing some meditations, going for walks, and just taking this time to see what it is that we need to change. Or maybe it's something we need to just keep moving forward with. Maybe it's working great and you don't need to change anything. So take this time, try not to get into that mode of, oh my goodness, it's Mercury retrograde, it's all scary stuff. No, really, it isn't. It's just a chance for us to slow it down and just take a moment and say, okay, what is it that we need to do? So I hope that you can take this time over the next few weeks that we are in this and just take a self check, right? Are you slowing down? Are you reflecting on what you're doing? Are you being authentic in your communication and the words that you are saying and putting out there in the universe? So just take a little check and see if you're doing all of that. If you are, awesome, great. If not, don't be too hard on yourself, but do take and check yourself on that and try to be a little more gracious with everybody else around you because they are feeling it just as much as you are. All right. So before we take our caller, there's just a couple things I want to speak with you about. I'm super excited. We are getting closer and closer to the retreat that is called the Angel Within, going on in Canada, October 14th and 15th in Bonnyville. My good friend Melinda and I are hosting this, and for the next 2 weeks, yes, I know, during Mercury retrograde, got to go about it the right way. We are offering a discount on the retreat if you sign up in the next 2 weeks. So head to my website, wingsofsoulswithjulie.com, and you can find a little tab at the top that says Angel Within, and go there and it will direct you to the Angel Within retreat, give you all the details, all the magic and miracles that are going to be happening during that weekend. I'm super, super excited. We've got a couple guest speakers and healers that are coming in to help us, heal some of the things that we are ready and open to view and to look at. And it's just going to be a magical weekend of meeting new people and friends. And I'm super excited. And I hope that you will join us over the weekend. Give me a shout if you need to have more information about it, but do check it out on the website. All right. Well, we have a caller waiting for me right now. We have Tanya in Victoria, Australia. Good evening, Tanya, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Did I say your name right? Is it Tanya?
Tanya, Tanya.
Tanya. Oh, I'm very sorry. Beautiful name.
That's okay. Thank you.
What can I do for you this evening?
Just wanted to know about general. Just the general reading.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Just a general reading.
Oh, a general reading, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me tune in here just real quickly. And as I do that, there'll be a little moment of silence and then I will be right back with you. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. So the immediate feeling that I'm getting right now is I feel like my head is spinning. I feel like I'm a little out of body, maybe. Um, there's a lot going on and I feel like I want to catch my breath, or that maybe I can't catch my breath, but I'm feeling very, very dizzy, and very out of sorts. And it feels like that feeling's been going on for you for a little while, where
Yeah, it has.
you're just trying to catch a break. What I'm hearing is that break is coming. It's been long enough. You've been in this whirlwind, like a whirlwind type of feeling for long enough. They said it's time, it's done, it's time to stop, and it's time to move on and step forward. And so, have you been holding back on wanting to do something different in your life? Have you been like, well, I'd really like to do that, but I'm not really sure how to get there or how to do it, and it just makes you feel crazy? Just
Yes.
that's the only yeah, it's the only word I can think of. So they're saying,
Yeah, 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 I have.
yeah. So they're saying it's time to take that step. Be bold, be brave, and take that step. Okay? They're going to
Yep.
guide you along the way, but you have to be
Yes.
able to take that first step. The first step is the scariest, honestly. And when you've gone in that first step, you think, "Oh, wait a minute. This really isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not as big and scary as it felt before." Right? So your guides are asking you to just take that deep breath and take that step forward, because you're ready. You're ready to do that.
Yeah.
Um, they're also saying, you know what? It's okay if it doesn't turn out quite the way you expected. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that it didn't work. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means you need to pivot. You need to shift. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of a scary thought for you, honestly, what they're showing me, right? Because you're taking this big step, you're taking this big chance, and you want it to work out. You want it to look and act a certain way. And they're saying just be open. Be open to the possibilities and be open to that guidance.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. There's a big spirituality piece for you in this. Like you are opening up to all these possibilities. It's like your world around you has opened up and you're looking at things differently and experiencing
Yes.
things differently. Are you looking at a spiritual business?
Not at the moment.
Okay. I think that's coming down the road.
Okay.
They're showing me that with this new shift, with this new change and this opening up, that it will be time for you to step in and do something with that. Okay.
Okay.
This healer part of you is very strong and wants to come out.
Yeah.
They're showing me it's like, oh my gosh, I can't make a decision about what type of healing or this or that. They're saying you know so many modalities that just come very natural to you. And so it's
Yes.
about feeling out which feels the best to you. And it doesn't matter if you want to throw a couple different modalities at it, right? And create your own. So don't let that seem like this big scary thing or stop you from moving forward, because you know a lot. You can sense a lot and feel a lot. So let that be your guide. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, your team, your divine counsel is all cheering for you right now. Because it's everything that you've been needing to hear. Everything you already know all of this, right? It's just
Yeah.
it's basically just having someone verify it that, okay, I was on the right track. I was on the right path. I knew what that was. Okay. So it's just that
Yeah.
verification for you, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Um, there's something about taking a vacation. Are you looking at a holiday or a vacation?
Just a small trip up into the high country
Okay. Okay.
in November.
Okay. They're saying this is going to be really good for you. This is going to be rejuvenation for you, and it's going to give you some clarity on the direction that you need to go and which way that's going to lead you. Okay. So, use this time if you can to take little bits out of the day to either meditate, to tune into your guides, whatever that looks like for you, to get the guidance and to get the clarity, because this is going to be
Yeah.
the perfect opportunity for you to be able to take that step forward and move forward.
Yeah.
And they're showing me that when you do that, it's going to be like taking a ball and rolling it downhill. It's going to go really quickly, and it's just going to be compounding and adding up. Okay. So be flexible is what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're asking me to ask you, what else is it that you need to know around all this? Because there's still a question, they say.
Maybe relationships.
Okay. Like a love relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in a relationship right now? Because they're saying it's done. It's like it's over and done.
Yeah.
You are in a
Yeah,
relationship
that's
right
what
now?
I'm feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of lived its time, and they're showing me that it's time to do something different, to move on. Because it's very heavy. It's like this heaviness around you and around the relationship. And the other person's feeling
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's a lot of it is because you're growing and you're shifting and you're changing so much. It's nothing bad about the person that you're with. It's just there's something different that you're needing, right? They're saying trust your gut with this, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing and feeling.
Yeah.
with my gut feeling, yeah.
Yeah. They're showing me that the relationship has kind of run its course.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. So they're stepping back a little bit now, which is kind of like my indication that they've said everything that they need to say. Is there anything else that you have questions about?
No, that's basically about it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling in this evening. I hope you have a wonderful night.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, and hope I get to talk to you in the near future.
I would love that.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. We have another caller on the line. Candida in
Yes.
Worcester, Oklahoma. Hi, how are you?
Yes. I'm good. How are you?
I am good. What can I do for you this evening?
My husband died back in March, and I was just going to see if you could connect with him or not, and if you couldn't,
Okay.
what do you see for myself?
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Let me see if I can connect with him. So as I do this, there'll just be a little moment of silence and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Candida, I'm feeling your heavy heart at the loss. And again, I'm so sorry for your loss. Um, your husband he's concerned about you. He's worried. Um, he knows how much this is weighing heavy on you, and he wants you to know that he's okay, and that he is here with you, um, surrounding you with love. Um,
Yeah.
you guys were together for a long time.
Yeah, we were married for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 2 kids and 2 babies,
Yeah.
actually, 6 years old and 2. He died 9
Uh,
days before her second birthday.
oh, I'm so sorry. He has so much love for you and the kids. So much love. Um, I think he's still trying to kind of understand his death. He's showing me that it was very sudden,
Yes.
unexpected, and
Yeah. I just still don't know. I mean, I was told a car accident, but nothing really makes any sense from the car accident. I don't know.
he keeps showing me he keeps showing me something with his heart. Um,
Yeah.
was there a heart condition?
No, but I felt like thought that he has a family history of it, and had a feeling that he might have had a heart attack.
That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That it was very sudden. And there wasn't any pain. He wants you to know that there wasn't any pain. He didn't suffer. And he just feels so terrible that he's left you all behind. He's very saddened by that.
Yeah, I figured he would. He loves his kids very much, and he was very excited for us to have a daughter.
Yeah, oh my gosh, he was so proud of his kids, and he was such a great dad. And he's always going to be a part of their lives, always. Even on the other side. Your youngest is probably going to know him pretty well. I think they're going to be very connected. So as she starts to grow up and communicate, watch who she's communicating with, okay? Because I think he's going to be there teaching her, playing with her, playing games with her. And she's going to connect with him very easily. And so nurture that piece of it and let her know, she's going to know who her dad is, obviously, but nurture that and talk with her about him, right? And she's going to she's going to connect with him very
She
easy.
sees his picture and knows that that's him, and gets real excited about,
Yeah.
We just bought a new house, and he was supposed to come with us, help us with this new house. So I just was wondering if he thought I was doing okay.
He says you're going to be okay. You're very strong. You're very strong, and stronger than you think you are. And you're going to create an amazing life for your children. And he wants you to know that you are a great mom, and don't ever underestimate who you are. Okay?
Right.
Because you love and cherish your children. But you have to grieve. You have to be able to grieve for this loss, and it's okay to do that. Okay? You need to know that that's okay.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to be the strong one all the time. So take that time. Okay.
Okay. Is he okay with his sister getting, his sisters and getting his kids? And I know that him and his sister, he always told me not to trust her. And I was wondering if they was doing the right thing, if he thinks that if I should stop letting her get on the weekend. That's my main concern.
Having your kids?
Yeah, she comes and gets them if he was alive and we were separated. She comes and gets them for visits with her kids and Cody's husband's parents.
I would see how your kids are reacting, because there feels like there's a little bit of tension there. So I would watch how your kids react, okay? And then follow that. Okay. Follow your gut, okay? Okay. Candida, we're coming down to the last few seconds of our show this evening, so I have to say goodnight, and I wish you all the very best.
Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a wonderful night.
Okay.
That does it for me, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to reach out to me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com, or my Facebook pages, Julie Yeager Walker Medium, and Your Time to Shine. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDSPsychicParties.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Astrology and Psychic Reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this next 15 minutes, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week and happy, it's Mercury retrograde, so I hope that's always handling, you're handling that very, very well and keeping calm. I know with me just yesterday, I was driving on a highway and then I got a rock on my windscreen. So today I had to rush out and get my windscreen chip fixed. So happy Mercury retrograde to me. So you'll find that things just not going correct and not going right. There's also like when even myself trying to organize certain events that I thought it would be okay because I'd really started organizing it prior to the retrograde. And there was just issues that are coming up, so having to change dates and things. So these things come up, things and plans and anything was sort of detailed just doesn't work out according to plan when we're in, especially this one, because we're not only got a Mercury going retrograde, we're still in this Venus retrograde, which will be finishing on the 4th, so a week and a half's time. This week coming up, we've also got Mars, which will be entering at Libra on the 27th of August. So with this, I'm actually born. So my natal Mars actually in Libra. So as that does make your temperament very calm. I am a person that always tries to be calm. We might find that things come up with sort of justice, or there might be an oomph about, or people wanting to more motivated in finding justice too. And then you also might find that conflict, people won't want to be in conflict and try to avoid conflict. So could be like at all costs with that. So, and even for myself as a person, I'm not a person who likes conflict with that in there. But it does have a sense of calmness. Because we've got Mars it's like motivation, it's activation, but Libra as a star sign, it's a very calming star sign. They're very nice people. They don't like conflict, like to please people. So you will find that with that transit, that it's all about trying to stay calm, trying to keep everything easy, but also maybe even trying to find justice too. But maybe also it could be a lack of motivation, or sort of seeing how things wait, or if you want to do something but you're trying to hurry people up and they're not doing it, so you just try and stay okay, and you may try and put it on the back burner. So we've got that coming up. We've also got Uranus going retrograde on the 29th, so we've got another planet going into retrograde on the 29th. So it's like retrograde city here. We've got a lot of planets that are going backwards. So we've already got Saturn, we've already got Neptune, we've got Chiron, and we'll also have Uranus, Venus, Mercury. So the only ones that are going forward is Mars and Jupiter. And then right after the retrograde, Jupiter will be going retrograde. So with this Uranus, I do feel like there could be some really chaotic times coming up, and even things just not working out. I can see like lightning strikes. So you never know, you might even get a bit of lightning storms. So you can see lightning strikes with that. And then we have the big thing this week on the 31st. We have the full moon that's going to be in Pisces, and it is going to conjunct Saturn, and that's happening at 11:35, and that is 11:35 a.m. So that's my time here in Sydney. So again, if you're in America or on the other side of the world, that will probably be more the 30th for you. So it's going to conjunct Saturn. So with this, it's going to be, it can create problems. Saturn, I always say problems. So it could be problems with your emotions, trying to keep your emotions in. It might be hard trying to keep emotions in at this. It might be a very emotional time because we're in Pisces, and Pisces is an emotional sign. So Piscearians, they wouldn't be afraid to cry. They are quite sensitive. So you might find you get a bit emotional about issues that are coming up, problems that you can't really got nothing like help, or just sometimes we put things on the back burner and it might come to our ahead and you have to deal with it, and you might be a bit emotional with that. And it also could be a sense of completion or sense of false security might be coming in with too. We might even find, because we are in Neptune's house, we might find also more like storms or high waves, or might be something wrong with the tide that's affecting the tides coming out too. Um, and it's probably not a week where risk taking is probably not trying to keep it safe this week with risk, any risks that you want to take. But we do have a try with Mercury and Uranus, and that can be unexpected communication, even unexpected thoughts of people you might not unexpect to hear from can definitely come back, or unexpected, like have just unusual thoughts maybe coming in too with this. So that's quite, I never mind Uranus, and try usually is a good thing. So I find that this could be a good transit of hearing unexpected, perhaps even positive news that's coming up. So let's take a caller. So we've got here Raven, who's in Kentucky in America. So hi Raven, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
Well, I'm not even real sure. I mean, I'm going through so much in my life right now, that so many changes, and well, and me being a Pisces person, like you was just saying, I'm very emotional. So I mean, I don't even know
Okay, okay.
what is it
I just see,
specialize in.
I see you being indecisive. So I see you like trying to decide. It's like I'm looking in the cupboard and I'm trying to decide like what I need to do, what I need to think. It's well, what decisions, probably a bit of decision to make. It's just like I just feel like a bit indecisive with you. So it's like your direction isn't clear. Like I feel like earlier in the year, like perhaps even in June, you had it was clear where you were heading, and now it's. I feel like it's not as clear now. Is that? Can you relate to that?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Look, I'm going to say September, November. I feel like things it's going to get more clearly again for you, and you are going to have that sense of where you're heading and where you're going. I also see you trying to add up like a budget, or it's like to do with. I feel like it's to do with money or budget or a house, and I'm trying to add everything up. But something's not making sense, and I feel like you've might even be trying to cut costs, you're trying to cut things, but you've done all you can, but something's not adding up or something doesn't make sense with that. Um, so it's like you need to push through. You need to push through. You need to push through what you're going through. When is your birthday?
March the 5th, 1979.
March the 5th. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay, so that would be around here. So, okay, so you probably okay. You do have Saturn in, so you're in your Pisces. Just say you're Piscearian.
Yes.
Okay, we do have Saturn in your sign, and it probably did come close to your Sun, before it went retrograde. So you got that energy of sort of hectic and a bit of problems, but next year that should start to sort of clear up and clear better. And I feel like even by September it will sort of feel better for you, because by that time it's sort of right near, not going to Aquarius, but right near Aquarians, or people born right on that cusp or the beginning of Pisces. So for you, you might feel a bit better then, and then it may be a little bit more next year, but it'll probably go over a bit faster for you. I want to say don't give up. You need to because you are. I feel like you're going to be fine. So I'm seeing you. I always see if someone's being safe or they're fine that they've got like a life jacket, and I can see that coming around you. So I know that what you're dealing with, you're going to be okay, and it's like
I sure hope
fuel. Like you're
so.
going to be able to breathe.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Okay.
Because this whole year has been nothing but bad, bad all year. I mean, I was married for 27 years, almost 28 years to my husband, and we got a divorce recently. And I mean, I was 15 years old. I don't know anything else. I don't know, and I'm trying
Mhm.
to live differently, and it's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a
I
grandson that was
can.
born this morning.
Oh,
I'm having
congratulations.
issues with my I'm having issues with my daughter for no reason other than the fact that I I'm still trying to figure that out. That's where the confusion comes in for me.
Okay. Okay. Look, I don't feel like there's anything that you've done. I feel like that there is someone else that's saying stuff to her, but she's all confused herself because I feel like her hormones, I mean, get out of whack, and I just feel like that her mood swings are very high, like up and down. It's just, and I feel like she just needs someone to blame. So it's like the person that she has the most, she can sort of, I guess, treat bad, but she knows that you are going to be there for her. I do
Hmm.
feel like by March, I am hearing March. I feel like by March, things are sort of clearing up in that area. But even for your daughter, things are very complicated for her because I feel like she's trying to juggle things up and she's not maybe 100% confident in what she's doing. Because I feel like there's a sense of nervous with her as well. With your husband, I feel like walking away from him, I do feel like it's a good thing because I feel like you've supported him, but it is a sense of yourself. But I'm going to say, but February you have healed from this, and you are coming back. As I said, I feel like you're going to be okay. It's just like you're trying to at the moment like say like doggy paddle, like paddle through water, but you are going to stay
Right.
afloat. There are positive things that are going to come for you. You've just got to like hang on there for now. And unfortunately, with your daughter, she may have a few more blows, but it's like just know that it will come back together again. Like once she's sort of in a better place, I'm hearing a sorry there. So I do feel like it is going to come back together, but you're going to have to be a bit patient. And I know you can do that because you're a Piscean, and Pisceans are very sensitive, and also you're empathetic too. So you an empath, so you can probably sense her stress and sense what she's even going through too.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do feel like even like money in business, it will improve. It might all be next year. This might be more rocky, but just hold on tight because I have a feeling you are going to get a new job, or there is going to be new things. And I said the budget will end up balancing. It might be February next year, but it will end up balancing for you. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for calling in. So guys, yeah, everything at the moment, it is a hectic time because of with the planets, with these things that we've got going on here. It's just a matter of trying to stay calm and just know that, things have to, I always say things have to get better. So things always have to get better. Just got to be patient, and it can be hard. If you want to contact me for a reading, you can. My web page is Lady D Psychic Parties, the same as my Facebook. My Instagram and TikTok is Lady D Psychic, and my YouTube is Lady D. I'm about to post some predictions for Canada on there as well, coming up within this week. So thank you, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. So bye for now.